The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Welcome to John D. Monica Stadium here in Brandywine High School. It's senior night, great night for football as we open the month of November. Pat, hard to believe. Week number 9 of the high school football season. Next week is the end of the regular season, and we've had fantastic weather all year long. It seems like sometimes that happens. We get good fall weather all the way through, and then the playoffs come and it's freezing.
Yep, that's usually how it works, and that's the seasons here in the Northeast here, Glenn. I consider us Northeast, not so much Mid-Atlantic. All right, I'm going to give us that credit. Okay, I agree with you. Yeah, it feels like it's about September. It feels like it's like Labor Day. You know,
yeah.
It really does. And here we are, 1st of November, with degrees hitting, with temperature hitting 80 degrees.
I think we set a record yesterday for the warmest Halloween ever. It was like 82, 83 degrees, depending on where you are in the state of Delaware.
Sounds about right.
Oh, man, unbelievable. So, hey, let's get into this. We've got the visiting team, the Polytech Panthers, ranked number 3 in our Super 7. They're 4-1 in the district, 7-1 overall. And the host, the 7 seed, Brandywine Bulldogs. They are 3-2, a game behind Polytech, tied with 2 other teams, and they are 4-4 overall. Brandywine, they come in. They finish next week on Saturday at St. Andrews, so that's a very winnable game for them. So even if they lose the game tonight, they should be able to end up 5-5 and still have a pretty good shot to get into the 1A tournament. And Polytech, they will finish next week with ECHS. They'll host them. And, again, another very winnable game for Polytech. So Polytech looks at this like, hey, let's get as high a seed as we can get, put on a good show tonight against a solid Brandywine team, because if you take a look at the common opponents, they're kind of like similar in that they both lost to Indian River.
Yep.
Poly lost to them rather big, 41-17, and Brandywine was a closer game at 23-7. They both beat Seaford, similar scores, right?
19-7 there for Brandywine, 28-7 for Poly. Glenn, you're right. Only gave up 1 touchdown in the first state military game. I mean, that's where it kind of separates a little bit, right?
Yep.
First state they clipped Brandywine 27-13. Polytech with a 34-19 victory. So you get the edge maybe to Polytech, and then you flip it right down the next game, Conrad. Now it kind of tilts back in the other direction. It was a 41-6 dominating win for Brandywine in a close battle between Poly and Conrad, with Poly winning 25-14. Glenn, you're right. I mean, it's kind of a toss-up here, even though the records may look otherwise. You got to dive a little bit deeper on it.
Exactly. And when you take a look at Polytech, they have been snake bit with skill position injuries this year. Their starting quarterback, Isaac Balsarac, went out after just 4 games with a big injury. And I think it was the game they played against Indian River. That's the one he got hurt in. So the freshman, Halim Edwards, was actually the 3rd stringer. He came in after another quarterback had to finish that game. So who knows? That might have had something to do with the disparity in the score in that loss to the Indians for Polytech. They also lost one of their starting running backs, and Ken Valson, who played 5 games. He's injured, had surgery. Coach told me he's out for the year. But the good news is Isaac Balsarac is here tonight. He's not suited up to play, but they expect him back next week for the regular season finale for the playoffs.
And obviously that's going to come in big. Senior quarterback. You know, you've got the experience there. Balsarac has been playing down there for the majority of his high school career.
Right.
That you can't trade in that experience. And like you said, Glenn, end of the season, getting ready for a playoff run, that could be a big-time return right there, getting that young man back on the field.
All right, let's take a look at our players to watch for the ball game tonight. We want to thank both coaching staffs and athletic directors for sending us the headshots of the players. And as always, we begin with the visiting team, the Polytech Panthers. Now, Coach sent us 5 players. The 3 that we highlighted begins with number 7, Noah Walker, the running back, and he's taken the lead since Valson's injury. He leads the team with over 1,000 yards rushing, 16 touchdowns. He scored 96 points. and he's an integral part of this team. Offensively, he'll be probably the key tonight in the ball game for them.
You absolutely would think so. Again, at 1,000 yards, 16 touchdowns in only 8 games, Glenn. I mean, that's 200 yards and 8 TDs, per game.
Yeah.
He's definitely getting it done. But, he's not alone.
No.
He's
no,
not
how
alone.
about the freshman quarterback?
Yeah, he stepped in good, Halim Edwards. As we said, you filled in for the starter, and this season he's throwing the football completion percentage-wise at 74%, 39 of 53, and he's thrown for 5 touchdown passes. So as a freshman to step in, that's not easy to do, and you got 2 of them down here in 2A between him and then the young man over at Howard.
Yeah, Jameson.
Getting it done. Those guys are getting it done. And then last but not least, talk about that defensive anchor and Elijah Benton, number 5. He's been tremendous all season long. 76 tackles this season, nearly 10 a game for this young man. He's been great. And then, Glenn, I know their receiving corps, while they're not on our list, 2 great guys to keep an eye on.
Oh, yeah, Avon Diamond. I believe you told me he's also a basketball player at Polytech. He has 16 receptions for 283 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then Isaac Balsarak's twin brother, Simon Balsarak, who has caught 18 passes for 113 yards, 2 scores, and on defense from his safety position leads the team with 3 interceptions. So those are the players to watch for Polytech. Now let's switch over to the home team, the Brandywine Bulldogs. And it begins with number 2, Kasir Williams, the junior wideout. Leads the receiving corps. He caught 4 passes for 72 yards last week in that loss to First State Military. And then we got the speedster, the other wideout, Pat.
Anthony Drummond, yeah, he is. And, you got to have speed on the field. This is a track guy, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to see that speed translate onto the field. He's also one of those guys that can line up as a cover guy, 2-way star, can make some big-time plays in the secondary as well. The junior has been getting it done all season for the Bulldogs. And then last but not least, Nicholas Webb. He's been great on the defensive line. And in that First State Military Academy game, Glenn, 6 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss in that game. So he will wreak havoc up there on the that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he anchors that defensive line for them. Brandywine's a young team, Pat. I took a look. 4 starters that are sophomores on the offensive side of things. I'm sorry, on the defensive side. On the offensive side, 3 starters are sophomores and then a freshman. You got a freshman tight end, a sophomore quarterback, and 2 sophomore running backs at the skill position. A lot of youth there. Looking forward to the next few years will be Coach Isaiah Mays for Brandywine.
Absolutely, and I mean you're for this season in particular, you're kind of senior laden up front, which is big.
Yeah.
With Joey Teixeira, Albert Chidembo, Tyler Miller, Aiden Warrington, 4 seniors across the line, and then Corey Davis, the right tackle, being the lone well, he's not really an underclassman, I guess you could say, as a junior. But yeah, that combination of veteran leadership with young talent, this Brandywine Bulldogs team is poised to try and make a playoff run.
And then we take a look at Polytech. Well, you got a freshman quarterback having to fill in for the senior Isaac Balsarak, Halim Edwards. Pretty good numbers. He has 5 touchdown passes. He's also thrown 6 picks. Right. So he's got to watch out. I'm sure some of those picks were thrown early on in the first game or 2 that he got action. He's gotten better as the season is going on. Noah Walker, the senior, he leads the backfield along with fullback Tyler Rosen, his blocking back. And then, we have 2-3 good receivers for Brandywine and Williams, Drummond, and McNair. You got a couple of, we just mentioned them, good receivers for Polytech in Balsarak and Diamond. And then you look up front, the tight end, he's caught 6 passes for 72 yards and a couple of scores. So when they get down in the red zone, they get down in a territory where they need short yardage and get a score, they usually call on him. Take a look at the line, senior laden, just like Brandywine.
They are. And you look at Blackson, Spangler, Driggins, and Phillips as the 4 seniors up front. And then you got C.J. Grant, the lone underclassman, as a sophomore over there at left guard. And, Glenn, you talked about some of the firepower for Polytech and Balsarak and Diamond. Not only are they getting it done in the passing game, but they both have a return for touchdowns. So special teams comes into play. Balsarak with the punt return, Diamond with the kick return. And then if you look on the defensive side of the ball, Balsarak has got 3 interceptions this season. He's been tremendous for this football team. So those guys are getting it done, and perhaps special teams comes into play. You look at Granito, it's the kicker. 20 of 24 extra points, and he's 2 for 3 from field goals, including a 47-yarder. So he's got some range attached to them. We'll have to keep an eye on the special teams as maybe a differentiator for Polytech. We'll see.
47, that's amazing for a high school.
It is.
And that's very impressive. A 1A kicker booting a 47-yard field goal. I apologize, we don't have any season stats for Brandywine on their kicker, Ian Cleghorn. He also punts. Now, one thing to keep in mind, too, going into this game tonight, Pat, Brandywine defensively allowed 365 total yards in that loss last week to First State Military, 258 passing. Now, Polytech has a good balance between pass and run, but let's see if they check the film out and maybe they saw something First State Military did to have success that they can repeat tonight. Good.
It's that's definitely going to be a matchup to keep an eye on. As you see Brandywine set to come through. I always like watching to see what the cheerleaders and the pep squad comes up with about that Unleash the Dogs on the banner. We'll see as we're getting ready for coin toss.
That's how Brandywine started out the season in the Battle of the Bone against the Laurel Bulldogs.
Yep.
From Class 2A. Of course, Laurel dominated 1A the first 2 years of the new classification system. And for Brandywine, this is the first time they have, last year, excuse me, it was the first time they qualified for the tournament since 1996 when they were in Division I.
Yeah, that's impressive for sure. And that's what this reclassification, that was Division, right?
Yeah.
Give some of these programs a little bit of a rebirth.
Now, Polytech, as our on-the-field camera operator, Nick Halliday, doing a great job taking you right into the coin toss. So Poly won. They deferred to the second half. So Brandywine will receive the opening kickoff to start our ball game. But we mentioned Brandywine. It's been a long time, late 90s since they've been in the tournament. They went to a state championship game in 1990 and lost to Caesar Rodney. For Polytech, last year was the first time in school history they ever qualified for the tournament. And then how special to win your first ever tournament game at home, scoring a touchdown on the opening kickoff return.
Yeah, electric. Yeah, Polytech, one of the newer schools in the state, and it's great. And, again, that's what Division was when they went with the reclassification, giving schools like Brandywine a chance to rebirth, and then allowing a school like Polytech, which struggled in the two-class setup, to get some excitement around the football program. So really exciting things going on across the state the last few years.
All right, Pat, we are going to step aside. They're soon going to have the playing of our national anthem. I'm going to assume that's going to be the Brandywine Marching Band. They are down below us to the right. Here comes the Bulldogs taking the field, the home team on senior night. And once again, this is the penultimate regular season game for these two. They will close out the regular season next week, both with strong aspirations to get into the tournament. I say right now, I think both are in, regardless of what happens tonight. I think both of them have very winnable games next week. All right, Pat, let's step aside. We'll be back right after these messages.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer, president of Sodell Concepts, the best restaurant group in the state, and we're inviting you to come join our team. Sodell Concepts is a growing hospitality company with 16 restaurants and a variety of other hospitality businesses, all located in beautiful southern Delaware. We have recently added many departments to our executive leadership team, including a training department, a property development department, and a construction department. We invite you to come live at the beach and work with a growing restaurant group with many opportunities to advance your career. Sodell Concepts Restaurant Group, come check us out.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Surf Bagel has served the community in Delaware for over 20 years, providing fresh, hot bagels, breakfast sandwiches, lunch sandwiches, wraps, salads, local coffee and smoothies, and our iconic merch. Welcome to Surf Bagel. We're stoked to serve you.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon.
The things that matter.
All right, Pat Carriantes, Glenn Frazier back here at John Monica Field. Brandywine will receive the opening kickoff from the Polytech Panthers for this Class 1A matchup. And let's set the crew for you. I'm Glenn Frazier. Once again, he's Pat Carriantes. Down on the field, we had Nick Halliday, but he's passed the on-the-field camera over to his friend Brian Core. And up top, it's Chris Hollywood Widener.
Hollywood.
He likes that ever since I stuck that moniker on it.
That's it, man. Hollywood out here in Brandywine. Hollywood takes Brandywine.
All right, the opening kickoff. And it's high end over end, sails deep down inside the 10 at the 5-yard line. Coming up the middle of the field, gets a good block and then wrapped up, but rides that defender all the way out to the 35-yard line. Good field position for the Bulldogs, Pat.
Well, that was Michael Henry on the return, and that was a good one. Yeah, you're right. And took that across the 35, and he had a good little head of steam. And anytime you see a return, man, plant one foot in the ground, one cut, get upfield, get north and south. It's a beautiful thing. Don't always go east and west.
No,
that
right.
doesn't really work on these return games. So
a lot of times. Oh, and another thing that I noticed in last night's Thursday night NFL game, hold on to the football till you cross the goal line.
Oh, yeah. It was a Deshaun Jackson moment, man.
Yeah, it was. They played that on Sports Center this morning, too. All right, here we go. Quarterback Chase Beauperlant. Man in motion. He gives it to the second back through. Stood up right at the line and thrown back for a loss. And the first guy in there, it looked like, was that Connor Lilliquist?
It was Connor Lilliquist. It was the freshman. 28 tackles coming into the game, 6 tackles for loss. You can add to those totals now for the freshman. That's getting it done right there. They just broke through the front, and that's a loss of about 5.
No gain on the play. Or excuse me, a loss, as Pat just said.
Mm-hmm. A little pistol.
Yeah, a little pistol
offense
action here. Both wide outs to the bottom of your screen. Throw into the flat, setting up a screen. Pass completed. Stiff arm at the 35 and then run out of bounds. And it all depends on the spot. Looks like out to the 40-yard line.
It's a good little makeup play right there, right? You had the negative yard play on first down, and you gained it all back. And now you're back, not ahead of the sticks, but at least you're on target, right? 3rd and 5, 3rd and manageable here after a bad first play. Good work there by Brandywine.
Yeah, pick up of 10 yards on the screen. So you're right, manageable 3rd down and 5. As across the field from us, at the top of your monitor, you can see the feet of the Polytech Panther marching band as they get set in the stands across the field from us. In the gun, man in motion. They come back the other way. He lost the handle on the ball and then tried to get rid of it a little bit too quick and over the head of his intended receiver, incomplete.
Yeah, it's a good idea once again, and it just incomplete. Just didn't quite get a good grip on the football right there.
Yeah, he kind of lost the handle for a second, and then I think that just threw off the timing of the play. So that sends back into punt formation. Kassir Williams, he will do the punting. And back deep, it looks to be Simon Balsarak, number 4.
And he's dangerous, Glenn. We talked about it.
Yeah.
He does have a punt return for a touchdown this season.
Kassir gets a great snap from the long snapper. Oh, and it's blocked. He bobbled it a little bit, and that allowed the guy to get in there and block it. Brandywine picked it up.
Is that a first down? Can they advance that?
No, I think it will be Polytech ball right there at about the 47-yard line.
Impressive nonetheless, but that was number 1, Michael Beasley, the senior outside linebacker, breaking through and coming up with the block. So really good effort coming off the edge to get the special teams play. We talked about Polytech's special teams being, very strong, not only in the return game and in the kicking game, but right there they come through and come up with a big-time pump block and got themselves set up with good field position. The officials are going to talk it over. make sure that they get this one right. You don't see that kind of play every day, where you a blocked punt and then the offensive team recovers it and advances it. So, and so here we go, Glenn. So it's what I thought at first.
Yeah.
They could advance it. They did.
Yeah.
And they advanced the first down. So not the way you typically draw it up,
No.
but it works.
No, and there was a little confusion down on the field as well before they decided on the call there. All right, so Brandywine right back in business. 2 receivers to the top of your screen. Man in motion. Give it to him. Try a sweep far side. Slows down just a little, but still manages to get about 4 yards up to midfield.
Yeah, good job right there. And as you saw, that was number 14, Aiden Hill, on the speed sweep. And he did a good job. Again, staying ahead of the sticks. Good work right there. 5-yard gain, 4-yard gain on first down, and you're set up with 2nd down and 6. A lot of plays in the playbook for that.
Brandywine with a little momentum after that blocked punt and recovered for a first down right at midfield. 2 receivers split to the bottom of your screen. Pistol formation. Second back through, nothing there in the middle, and he's slung down for a loss. And in there again is Lilliquist, and he got some help. I get to see what that number is. Number 25, Israel Russell.
Yeah, Russell is great off the edge, Glenn. He's got 45 tackles on the season, 4 sacks as a defensive end. And right there he was able to break through with the TFL. And, you know, they were ahead of the sticks on first down, Brandywine. Now they've gotten back behind him, setting up a 3rd down and long.
On the season, Lilliquist had 6 TFLs coming in, and Russell had 4 sacks. Leads that front line with 45 tackles for the Panthers. This time 3 receivers in the formation. Running to the near side, trying to set up something on the run. Throws it, it's going to be caught, I believe, right before he went out of bounds. Used those toe action.
Great job, and you saw Bulldogs rolling out. I think, you know, that kind of sucked the Poly defense up, thinking he was going to scramble there. And it allowed Drummond to get behind the D. Good throw on the run. And Drummond did a good job of knowing where he was at on the field. He got both feet down, which, you know, he only needed one.
Right.
But just good field awareness to make sure he secured the catch and kept the feet in bounds.
That goes for 23 yards. Second back through. Again, not much there. He spun around. It goes down for a loss. On the carry was number 3, Peyton Taylor. And they have not been able to run up the middle on Poly.
Now, Elijah Benton, the leading tackler on the team, he was the one that filled the hole and forced the cutback. He didn't make the tackle. That was actually done by Russell. But the play right there is made by Elijah Benton, coming up and forcing, you know, a slowdown by the tailback and a loss of 3 on the play. Or 4. Yeah, 3.
Brandywine uses up over 3 minutes of this first quarter on the current drive. Now trips to the top of your screen, a lone receiver to the bottom. Bo Perlant is ready. It's a handoff, and that went to number 10, Brennan Grundy. But again, very little or nothing there.
Not much at all. And, you know, Poly's doing a great job on that defensive front. Once again, I mean, everybody, was in on that play. Zimmerman, Cooper, Lilquist, Russell, everybody was involved on that. They're winning the battle up front right now for the most part.
Brings up 3rd down and about 13. Ball at the 32-yard line. Let's call it more like 3rd down. Yeah, 3rd down and 13. We'll stay with that. Again, 1 receiver to the bottom of your screen. That's number 2, Kassir. 3 trips to the top. Bo Perlant looks right, then he goes back left, and the ball's deflected at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. That was Russell getting the hands up.
He was, and they had the screen set up. I mean, it was there. And I couldn't quite tell if Bo Perlant kind of lost the football again, the grip on it, but he hesitated, kind of pumped it, and then when he threw it, they closed the gap, and Russell was able to get his hands up in the air and knock the football down. And once again, good job here by Polytech to force a 4th down and long. Looks like they're going to go for it here.
Yep.
Brandywine, they feel like they're in 4-down territory at the 32.
All right. Once again, trips to the top of your screen, lone receiver to the bottom. That's Kassir Williams at the bottom of your screen. Chase Bo Perlant straight back to throw. throws it downfield, tries to get his man to outrun the defense, and it's broken up down there in the end zone.
Good ball. I mean, it's a perfect placement. Looking for his slot receiver there. That was number 13, Anthony Drummond, and just really good closing speed back there. I'm trying to see who that was in the secondary. I think
good double coverage. I think it was Balsarac, the safety, and it might have been Cam Irvin back there with him. Not sure about the other player, Pat.
It might have been. And whoever it was, they came flying over. That ball floated in the air just maybe a little bit too long for Beau Perlant, but that's a good read and good decision. Ball just floated just enough for Polytech to come up there and knock it away for a big 4th down stop.
All right, so the Panthers trot the offense out with 7:44 to go in this opening quarter. First attempt, Marone 33-yard line. Let's go at the 32. At the 32. Trips to the top of your screen, lone receiver to the bottom. Aleem Edwards in the gun. Looks quickly to the far side, tries to set up screen to Balsarac. He takes it backwards, looking for running room. Now he's going to reverse field. This is not going to be good for the Panthers. Tackled all the way back inside the 20, Pat.
Yeah, now what you want to do, Balsarac, you gotta settle, right? They had that thing swallowed up. Take your 2 yards and just fight for as much as you can there. He got a little too cute trying to make something out of nothing there, and that's a big-time loss. Great discipline by the Brandywine defense, not allowing him to escape.
A loss of 12 yards all the way back to the 20-yard line. They need to get out to the 43, just past the 43 for a first down.
It's 2nd and Silverside Road right here for the Panthers.
I was waiting for you to make a reference. I'm in territory that's not that familiar.
Yeah.
2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom for the Panthers. Aleem Edwards, the freshman, delay handoff, trying to get the edge, number 7. Good move as he faked the defender out and almost got all the yardage back. That's Noah Walker. No wonder he's over 1,000 yards rushing on the season.
It's just good hesitation. He made one little hesitation move, and he was able to bounce it outside. And, yeah, you're right, Glenn. I mean, that's why this young man's averaging – over 100 yards a game and 2 touchdowns per contest. He's a heck of a runner.
Yeah. Nice couple of moves there to juke a couple of defenders who had good position on him. So he gained 9. No longer 3rd down and Silverside Road. Now 3rd and a manageable 13. From the Panther 29-yard line. Trips to the bottom of your screen. Walker lines up behind the quarterback, Edwards. And now what do we got, Pat?
Might be a delay. Or legal substitution, it looks like.
So Polytech kind of shooting themselves in the foot on this opening drive.
Might be a delay game.
Let's wait for the call from our head referee, Bill Nichols. Well, he might have made it too quick and we didn't pick it up.
I think it was delay.
Edwards takes a snap. He's back. Looks left, now throws it into the far flat. He connects with his security outlet, Walker. The ball's loose, and I think coming up with it's Brandywine.
What a job right there. Yeah, I mean, and he had Walker out of the backfield, went to his safety valve, and Walker was trying to make a couple defenders miss, had that ball a little loose from his body, and it looked like Levi Levin.
Levi Levin comes up with a fumble recovery. Wow.
And the sophomore picked it up, and what a break here for Brandywine. I mean, they got the ball right where they had it the last time, where their previous possession was. And let's see if they can make this pay.
All right, Brandywine in business at the Panther 25-yard line. 2 receivers split to the bottom of your scene. Williams is way down there near the sideline. Quarterback keeper that time, it looks like it.
It was.
Aiden Hill's in there now, QB. I forgot to mention in our pregame that he has played some quarterback this season. He has some passing stats.
He's done a little. He's like his name counterpart, a little Taysom Hill look to him, right? He'll play a little tailback. He'll catch some passes.
Yeah.
He'll line up as a quarterback. Swiss Army knife.
There you go. Pickup of 4. 2nd down and 6 for the Bulldogs. Receivers split to both sides of the field. Have the tight end in this time, and then two backs in the backfield with Hill, fakes it, and now we got a whistle before the play gets underway. Once again, our head referee, the white hat, is Bill Nichols up here in the press box with us. The clock operator, Pete Clark. That must have been an official timeout. I guess they just weren't ready. So there was no penalty, Pat.
I'm not quite sure. So yeah, we're
Yeah.
we're back ready to go though.
Looks like Bo Perlant is back in at quarterback now. Again, receiver split to the bottom of your screen. Second back through. He started right, nothing there. Cut it back to the left, and it's close to a first down. That's Peyton Taylor on the carry.
Good first down run. I mean, that's just good work there by the sophomore Taylor, and he stayed patient, waited for the hole to open up, and took advantage of it, and there's first down yardage.
Yeah, at the 19 of Polytech. So on this senior night here at Brandywine High School, it's pretty much been all Brandywine here in this opening quarter. No score yet, with 5 minutes to go in this opening stanza. Michael Henry, a sophomore, has been shuffling in and out of wideout. He came out of the alignment for the Bulldogs. Bo Perlant back to pass. Looks right in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown. Nice catch out there and a good throw. That's Kassir Williams on the score.
Heck of a throw by Bo Perlant. Williams got the initial breakaway speed, and that ball was perfectly placed. Did not allow the defender to make a play on it. If that ball is slightly underthrown, that defensive back's got an opportunity to knock the ball away. It was just a perfectly thrown pass and hits receiver in stride for a big-time opening score here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I'm not sure the defender, Pat, even turned around to play the ball either. Had his back to the play, and now we've got a flag before the extra point attempt.
It's going to be encroachment. So this moves that ball close to the 1 yard line. Does Brandywine elect to go for it now? Do they go for two, or do they just take their extra point?
Right.
Looks like they're going to keep the kicking team on. Sometimes that incentivizes some teams to put the 2 point play out there, but Brandywine's looking to take the points.
All right. There's a snap. It's good. Placement's down. Kick has the distance, and the kick is good by Ian Cleghorn. So timeout on the field here with 4:39 to go in the first quarter. Brandywine strikes first. They lead Polytech 7-0. We're back after this.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution. We are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
And we're back here, folks. Delaware Live's presentation, Delaware High School football. Brandywine getting the early start, 7-0 on a nice pass from Bolapart. I believe that was to Drummond, if I'm not mistaken. Was it not? No, Williams. It was Williams on the touchdown pass. So 7-0, Brandywine on top to start this one off. Pat Gariandes, Glenn Frazier here with you, Glenn, and we're about ready to go.
Yep.
No time wasted, my friend.
No. Line drive kickoff. Bounces around. Finally picked up by Polytech and gang tackled by the special teamers out across the 25. Let's see if Polytech kind of settles in a little bit offensively now. Got off to a rough start. Negative yardage on the opening drive and then the fumble.
Yes, and see if they can establish some kind of rhythm, Glenn. Like you said, they were pushed back, kind of bullied on that opening drive before the fumble anyway. It was
right.
3rd and long on that play. So good first down play could be the key for them. They kind of got way behind the sticks on the screen pass on first down on their first drive. So let's see what they can do here.
All right, quickly they're ready to go. No huddle. They come right in from the sidelines. Quarterback Halim Edwards has Noah Walker, his feature running back, behind him. Takes his snap, gives it to Walker, slashes off the right side, has the edge across the 30, 35, and a penalty flag is thrown as he gets up to about the 39-yard line.
Yeah, let's see what this call is. I mean, that was a good run there by Walker. This looks like it might be holding. Let's see. Yep, it's a hold.
So this will come back. I think the flag was thrown right at the end of the play. So it must have been a wideout downfield that held up a defensive back. There's the penalty yardage being stepped off. Nice night for football here.
That it
in
is.
Brandywine 100.
That is.
Huh?
Love a nice cool night. It'll start to cool off this weekend. We're looking at temperatures in the 60s.
Yeah.
And according to the Gary Andes Doppler radar.
But it goes up again next week in the 70s.
Yeah, November, folks.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is 4 weeks away. And
yeah. We'll be grilling outside.
We'll be
probably.
grilling outside.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's still first down. Walker, again, trying the right side. Gets to the sidelines. I think he's a couple of yards shy of the first down.
Sheldon Nance, a good running back, Glenn, and almost a similar result as the last run. He was able to get to that right sideline and get really good yardage there to set them up with second down and short here.
Yep, second down, about 2. Ball just shy of the, it's right at the 38-yard line of the Panthers. So they're going off the right side. That means Jacob Phillips, Christian Driggins doing a good job out there. Walker this time trying to take it the other direction. Brandywine right there, though, to tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, really good job out here by this defensive end on this side. That's Aiden Hill, outside linebacker, I guess you could call him. He had a great game against Seaford earlier in the year. He forced 2 fumbles and had 7 tackles in that game, and you can see why. He did a really good job of setting the edge and not allowing Walker to get outside off tackle there. Really good defensive positioning and good play coming up.
So third down, about 4. Poly has trips to the top of your screen. They snapped the ball, and Edwards wasn't ready, and Polytech Brandywine recovers.
Wow.
What a busted play.
Darian Griffin, the sophomore, was the guy who was able to bust through and recover the fumble. And Polytech shooting themselves in the foot again here early in this game. And
2
once
turnovers
again,
already.
Brandywine, and unforced, really,
for
the most part.
Wow.
And
that
Brandywine set up in this is a great position for them, Glenn.
Big time miscommunication between the center and the quarterback. Edwards wasn't ready, and you would have thought presence of mind. Drop down and cover that ball up, young man. Now there's a fumble by Brandywine in the backfield. Throws off the timing, but the running back does a really good job to get positive yardage there. And on the carry, I think that was Hill.
It was, yeah, good work. Way to turn disaster. I mean, they almost returned the favor, Glenn. He's able to pick it up and salvage about 5 yards. So, nice work. Let's see what Brandywine can do here. They can really put, their paw prints on this game if they want.
Hey, guy like that. I like that. 5-yard pickup by Hill. Second down and 5. Receivers split to both sides of the field. Unbalanced backfield. Handoff. Hill hands it off right up the middle. Good running yardage and easily getting the first down. I think that might have been Grundy.
It was. Great work by Grundy there. He just got downhill. I mean, he just got downhill quick, lowered the shoulders, and sets him up in the red zone again. Brandywine kind of having their way here, starting to really establish some momentum, Glenn, off those turnovers. The offense has come out off of both of them and been able to move the ball early in these drives.
And then conversely, Polytech has kind of been on their heels a little bit now.
Been on the field a lot.
Yeah.
Been on the field a lot in this first quarter.
Hill takes the direct snap. He breaks into the secondary, and he's in the end zone, almost untouched for the touchdown.
Wow. Great work right there.
So Brandywine takes advantage of 2 fumbles, 2 short fields, and almost identical yardage on the touchdowns. First one was 19 yards. That one goes for 17.
Hill did a great job. He went right up the middle And then you saw the blocking kind of shove everybody to the right side of the field. He cut left, and he's had a wide open lane into the end zone. A really nice start to this game by the Bulldogs.
Now the extra point attempt. Leghorn's kick is up, and the kick is good. We're going to keep it right here. It's 14-0 Brandywine, and an upset in the making so far as Beau Parlant engineers another drive for the team, and it gets help from Aiden Hill. Those two rotating in and out of quarterback.
They are. Yeah, you had the arm of Beau Parlant score the first touchdown, and then you brought in their Taysom Hill Wildcat version here at Brandywine at Aiden Hill, and he was able to bust it apart. Aiden Hill made a great play on defense on the previous possession, and then parlayed that into a nice touchdown run. 14-0 Brandy.
There's a kickoff, another low line drive kick. And now we've got a flag before this gets underway. I believe it's going to be offside on the kicking team.
That's usually what that means, where it's thrown. Yep.
We're an early game tonight, so won't have too many scores to present to you in a while. I do want to tell you this. This is the First Aid Orthopedics game of the week. First Aid Ortho with 46 physicians and 22 physician assistants at 16 locations, providing surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, and they're trained in the current state-of-the-art techniques. Serving esteemed physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilm University, and many local rec and competitive leagues. Their docs are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid, and urgent care centers for consult and treatment. Call them at 302-731-2888. This time the kickoff fielded inside the 20-yard line, kind of like gingerly picking his way up the field and then palmed down. And that was number 2, Avon Diamond, on the return. Poly just doesn't look like they're in sync yet.
Glenn, I agree with you. Right there, Diamond kind of was too late on. It was like the reaction time was a little bit off on the juke move, and he just kind of collided with Darian Griffin there. And they need to figure it out quick, or this game will get away from them fairly quickly here. Down 2 scores already here in the first quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, that special teams return there, it's just like I saw people just standing around.
Yeah.
They weren't really hitting anybody, just letting him try to run. And we'll see if the coach, David Eilers, kind of addresses that on the sideline. Man in motion. There's a pitch out. They're trying to sweep Brandywine right there, and they get it for a loss.
Great work. Diamond tried to get outside. He just was unable to do so. Again, setting the edge. Once again, on that Brandywine defense, that looked like it was number 10, Brennan Grundy. He had a great pursuit angle and was able to come up with that tackle on the speed sweep.
Another two-way player for the Brandywine Bulldogs. I took a look at the rosters before the game, and they're similar size, both right around 40 players on the roster. That's a good size for Class 1A.
It is.
All right, trips to the bottom of your screen. Slot receiver as well. They're going to try a screen. They complete the pass at the 25, a stiff arm up to the 30, 35, and out of bounds shy of the 40. And on the reception was number 1 for the Panthers. That's Michael Beasley.
Hey, good work, good throw, getting that out to Beasley in stride, and it's so hard to tackle in the open field. Beasley was able to make one man miss and set up his team with a manageable third down here, as there's an injured player on the field here, Glenn. But
yeah,
they need this first down. Poly does. It'd be third and looks like about 1. So I would almost say this might be two down territory, depending on how close. I mean, obviously, if you lose about 5 yards here, you probably are going to punt it. But 2 QB sneaks or 2 runs right here. I think if you're Polytech, try and get this first down and desperately try and capture some momentum here, down 2 scores.
I think officially that's the first completed pass for the freshman Edwards. I think that first pass out in the flat to Simon Balsarac might have been a backwards pass. So it was more of a lateral when he went backwards and lost big-time yards.
Well, and then the second fumble, the fumble to Noah Walker was potentially a backwards pass as well. So, I mean, both of those were screen pass type throws. I could be, charged either way.
All right, the injured player got up under his own power, came off the field. On the field, 3rd down and a yard for Polytech, trying to get their first down of the game. Handoff. Walker does a good job of eluding defenders at the original line of scrimmage and powers his way all the way up to midfield. What a strong runner Noah Walker is.
He is, and he did a good job. What I really liked from him is he had 2 hands on the football, making sure that he was not going to fumble it. He got downhill and takes that ball up to midfield. This is what Polytech needed. Now maybe they can establish a little bit of rhythm getting that first down under their belt.
We're down to 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Let's see if the Panthers get the snap off before the end of the period. A lone receiver to the top of your screen, 2 to the bottom. They do get the snap off. It's Walker again up the middle, and boy, he is grabbed and thrown back. Big tackle made by 55 linebacker Tyler Miller.
Yeah, Miller did a good job, and it looked like Nicholas Webb was in there as well, whether he was on the bottom. They both took him out. Really good form tackling by Brandywine there, minimizing that gain.
All right, that's the end of one quarter. Glenn Fraser, Pat Carriantes here at Monica Field, Brandywine High School, and the home team Bulldogs lead 14-0 over Polytech. We'll have the second quarter for you right after this.
I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. We just clicked, like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris.
All right, back here at Monica Field, Brandywine High School, where the home team up 14-0 over Polytech, and this is a little bit of an upset so far. I mean, this is number 3 Poly against number 7 in our Super 7 Brandywine, and I think everybody in the state, including me, who picks games, whether it's for publications or on podcast, had this game going Polytech's way. Now, we've got 3 quarters to play, folks.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
But right now, Brandywine has all the momentum.
And they've been playing a great football game. They've been forcing some turnovers. They've been securing tackles. They've made some plays in the air game as well as the run game. They've played a really clean football game to this point. See if they can continue it.
All right, first play of the second quarter. Throw into the flat on a screen pass, set up. Good job to break one tackle. Go down the sideline, get a first down, and thrown out near the 35-yard line. And now a late flag as well. On the reception was Diamond.
Yeah, good work, Diamond, letting his athleticism come through there. And you can see that they like to throw these screen passes and let these athletes make plays. Let's see what this call is, but good start, good continuation here by Polytech.
On the field, a 15-yard pickup. The flag at the end of the play out of bounds, and the officials are talking it over. Our head referee is Bill Nichols. The umpire is Ron Minikowski. Jim Donato is the linesman. The line judge is Troy Grant. The back judge, Mitch Ruoff. And once again, up here, operating the clock is Pete Clark. And there is your call. It's an unsportsmanlike personal foul on the home team, Brandywine.
Yeah, it's going to hurt them, and it's going to set Polytech right where they want to be, right? They need an answer here. We talked about it before they started this drive, and now they get a little bit closer here. Let's see if they can finish this drive off with the score.
So 15 yards on the pass play, tackle on 15 for the personal foul. They are in business now at the 20-yard line of the Bulldogs. Trips to the bottom of your screen, lone receiver to the top. It's a pitch out, trying to run the sweep. The ball's loose.
Oh, wow.
This time I think the quarterback, Halim Edwards, fell on it.
He did, but my, oh my, it was almost a third unforced turnover right there by Polytech. Wow.
A fumble on the pitch out, loss of 5 yards, Pat, second down and 15. Mistakes. So that's been the name of the game. Mistakes by Polytech, and Brandywine taking advantage of those mistakes.
They have, and they almost came up with another one. Why? Because they continue to get pressure into the backfield. They've really done a good job up front against this run game for the most part. I mean, Walker has sprung a couple, but you're going to expect that from him. The guy's averaging over 100 yards per contest. So,
Well, We've got a whistle before the snap. I'm not so sure the left tackle didn't move before the snap.
It looks like it's on the defense, an encroachment.
Okay, maybe that's why he moved then. That would cause it. So they get the 5 yards back they lost on the fumble that they did recover. So now it brings up second down at 10. I see another receiver in the game that wasn't given to us as a starter. We'll pick that up shortly. Throwing the far flat over everybody's head and incomplete.
Tough one. Good idea. Good idea, but that one was pretty well defended. You saw Michael Henry out there sniff that out, and at some point, Brandywine's gonna have to be careful here, because what's going to happen is Poly is going to send one of these guys that's been blocking on these screens and slip them deep, and someone's going to have to be prepared for that. That's what a lot of times when you see these quick screen teams, that's how you can get caught up. So Brandywine's got to be careful with it.
Receivers are 2 by 2. There's the snap. Quick throw, setting up the screen to Walker, and he is spun down inside the 20 at about the 19-yard line. Good one-on-one tackle.
That was a great tackle by Levi Levin yet again, the sophomore. Open field against one of the top backs in the state, in particular in 3A. And he came up, or 1A, he came up and made a very, very good open field tackle.
So that brings up 4th down and 9. I wonder if David Otters are taking a long time to get the play into the huddle. I wonder if they're going to call a timeout here. Let's see.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to get all set up, ready to go. Let's see. They got to hurry, though.
Yep.
They're at 5 seconds. 4, 3. They're not going to get this off. 2, 1, and there's the penalty.
Yeah. They had timeouts. I thought they'd probably use one there. So defensive stalwart Elijah Benton is getting some PT as a wideout. So they brought him in so they could put 4 wideouts in the formation along with Diamond, Balsarac, and Beasley. 4th down at 14. They throw the home run ball, looking down the corner of the end zone, over the shoulder attempt made, but not brought in. And that was number 10 down there for Polytech, Cameron Adams.
It's a good ball to Adams, but on 4th and 13, that's tough, man. That's a tough play to make, and would have loved to maybe keep them 5 yards. Nonetheless, missed opportunity there for Polytech, and another great stop by Brandywine. They've stepped up to the challenge every time. That after that penalty, all the momentum's on Polytech's side, and they were able to come up with 4 straight stops after that penalty.
3 turnovers, 1 on downs, 2 on fumbles, and Brandywine back in business.
Oh, boy.
Penalty flag, ball's loose, quarterback goes back and falls on it. And we'll have to check the flag. But the flag thrown by the side judge, I think.
It looked like he threw to signify that the ball was a loose ball and a fumble.
Okay.
That's what we had seen.
So they take the play and the loss all the way back inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. Big loss.
Sloppy, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, on both sides. We've seen that a couple of times. That time it came back to bite Brandywine. First time it was only about a loss of 4. This is huge here. We're back to 2nd and Silverside, Glenn.
Okay. Yeah, we are going that direction. Direct snap, I believe that's Aiden Hill, and Hill gets a few yards out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Only a gain of about 3. So both defenses kind of flexing their muscle here early in the second quarter.
And, Brandywine here probably run a little bit of clock, try and run the football, punt it away up by 2 scores.
Sure.
And that might be the move. We'll see what they do.
Taking a look at the standings in this district coming in. These 2 reside in District 2 and 1A. Indian River undefeated 5-0. Then Poly at 4-1. First State, Brandywine, and Conrad all 3-2 in district play. 3rd down. Long way to go. Pat said Silverside. Now Hill's going to throw out of the direct snap, and it was almost picked off.
And then streaking down the sideline is Anthony Drummond. Nobody even near him. But Hill was just unable to spot him. And it was nearly an interception. So here comes the punt for Brandywine.
So Avon Diamond that time in the secondary and almost came up with a diving pick
Drummond, no one's within 50 yards of him.
Yeah.
He was wide open down there. Hill just was just unable to locate him.
All right, 4th down and long.
A lot of times they teach you as a quarterback, you read short to long. So, and the short was open. Got a mini little muddle punt here.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
there's
really.
no punt. Their punter's not in.
I was going to say.
Punter's not in.
No.
Thank the Lord they didn't snap it for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was Kassir Williams. And I think they're going to have a call timeout, or do they?
That's a delay.
Wow.
Delay a game here.
Yeah, Williams was late getting on the field after he'd come off after that incompleted pass. So again, Poly should come out of this, barring a turnover, with excellent field position and plenty of time here. 8:15 to go in the half.
Yeah, Williams punting from his own end zone.
Yeah. Long snapper last time did a pretty good job getting the ball back there in a hurry. Good snap, brings it in. Short punt, side of the foot. Takes a good Brandywine bounce, though, and then will just die right around the 35-yard line. Good field position for Polytech. The defense held, got off the field. Now the offense has got to pick things up here for the Panthers as, again, they've been turning it over on fumbles. They've been turning it over with bad penalties. And they just, other than Walker and a couple of good runs, they haven't been in sync.
Got a great opportunity here, though, getting the ball here at the 35. I'll tell you what, though, even Diamond, that ball almost snuck up on him there. But yeah, they got a golden opportunity here with good field position, and they got down here the last drive, Glenn, and then they stalled out. Let's see if they can make some plays here as they get closer to the end zone.
Give Brandywine's defense a lot of credit. They're playing one heck of a ball game here so far tonight. Now both receivers will go to the top of your screen. Edwards hands it off to Noah Walker, gets a good block on the left side, has the first down and more down the sideline, and it'll all depend on the spot where he went out. 15-yard line.
Good run, and that side of the line seems to be where they want to go, Glenn, and they've been able to get him off tackle, and once he gets into the open field, they've been able to make it happen.
That's a sophomore, Grant, and Iberi Blackson, the senior, doing a good job setting the edge for him.
Mm-hmm.
Using a lot more receivers than I thought they were going to. We have number 10 in the game. I'll get that number in a second. Walker again bounces it to the outside, does a tightrope act. Did he get in?
Let's see. I think they're going to say his knee was down.
Inside the 5, it's going to be goal to go at about the 3.
Just unfortunate right there because, I mean, he had it. If he doesn't lose his balance, he's in.
Boy, they're really exploiting the left side of the line. So that carry went from the 15 down to the 3. 12-yard pickup for Walker, who's starting to pick up yards in chunks now. 1st and goal. Walker, right side, cuts it back, goes in untouched. Polytech is on the board with 7:15 to go in the first half.
Hey, good work. And they leaned on their main guy, right? Walker has been the main guy for this team all season long, scoring 16 of their 30 overall touchdowns. And he just did a good job getting to the left side on 2 or 3 runs there and then going right up the middle. Good job by that offensive line on the right side. Phillips and Driggins opening the hole for him to scamper in for their first score.
Kick is on the way, has plenty of distance. And let's give our extra point kicker some credit tonight. The combined Brandywine Polytech effort, a perfect 3 for 3. Timeout on the field, 14-7. Poly is on the board, and we have about 7:15 to go in the half. Back after this. Back here at Brandywine High School, where Polytech has put a touchdown on the board and an extra point. They've cut that lead in half. They're down 14-7 now. Plenty of time to go in the opening half. Granito's kickoff sails to the far side of the field and will go out of the end zone. Automatic touchback, and Brandywine will start at their own 20-yard line. Pat, after a kind of a slow start, here's Walker's last 4 runs. 12, well, the 3-yard touchdown run, then 12, 20, and 11.
Yeah, he's starting to find a little bit of a groove, and as we said, I mean, this young man's averaging almost about 110 yards a game. He's well on his way to that now, Glenn.
Yeah, I have him unofficially for over 70 yards.
Yep. I mean, he's really dominating, and his offensive line's starting to figure some things out and allowing him to get into the second level. And if you get him a little bit of space, that's when he can make things hurt.
Receivers to the top and bottom of your screen for Brandywine. Bo Parlant back to pass, throws in the near flat, completes the pass. Nice little route, and it looks like a first down up at the 30. Let's see where they mark him at. Yes, a first down up at the 31.
He hit Grundy. Good work. Good throw by Bo Parlant. That ball is put right on the money, allowing Grundy to catch and get upfield without losing any stride. And all right, let's see if Brandywine can get things going here on offense and kind of answer the answer from Polytech.
Yep, going to the top of your screen, Kassir Williams. As the wideout to the bottom is Anthony Drummond, the track star. Oberlot takes a low snap, gets the handoff away. I don't know how he did it. He got it off to Peyton Taylor, who was tackled after a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, he had to sprint over there to get that ball to him, almost like a stretch play back in the day. And he luckily was able to get to it. And Peyton Taylor did a good job, made one man miss in the backfield, and he gets a gain of 1 on the play.
Nice tight shot that time it's Brian Core taking over for Nick Halliday on the sideline camera. It was a nice tight shot of quarterback Bo Parlant with his football coach Isaiah Mays. Both receivers split to the top of your screen on 2nd down and 9. Bo Parlant looks that way, throws it backwards, so that's a lateral. Grundy trying to find space. Nobody there. He ran right into the arms of Ryan Zimmerman.
Zimmerman, great job. He sniffed that out right away. That play never had a shot. And you know what? That's one of those, and he's a young sophomore quarterback, and that may have been one where you just throw that, obviously forward, but into the feet of your running back and survive another play. I mean, they just had that. Poly had that sniffed out and swallowed up right from Jump Street.
That's a loss of about 8 yards. So it's 3rd down and?
Silverside.
Okay.
3rd down and Silverside. We're going to stay with it, right?
All right.
Now let's see what else we got. I mean, the school's on Marsh Road. You could do that 3rd and Marsh.
All right. I like it. Receiver Kathir Williams split to the bottom of your screen. He was calling for the ball. They throw the screen to the top of your monitors. And they gained, I don't know, maybe 3 yards, 4 yards tops on that play. And the receiver is down on the turf. It's going to set up about maybe 5 yards to go to get the first.
About 15.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, they're behind the chains. I couldn't tell who that receiver was. He's still down. Senior night here at Brandywine High School. They will finish their regular season on the road next Saturday as they'll travel down to Middletown to take on St. Andrews. Saints having a tough year. Only 1 win for them. And typically St. Andrews doesn't play a full schedule of 10 games. They'll play 9 usually.
Right.
Still a member of the independent conference. And, I mean, now we have the realignment with football. We have districts. There's no more Henlopen, no more Blue Hen.
Right.
But the independent conference kept their conference name. So Tatnall, Tower Hill, St. Andrews, and Wilmington Friends still play for the mythical independent conference title.
I mean, hey, why not, right? I like that, keeping some traditions going here.
So I guess that was Drummond who comes off the field. So he made the catch, and he gained about 3 or 4 yards. Fourth down and long. Williams in punt formation. Punt is short punt. No fair catch called for. And
Nice.
Tackled immediately at midfield. And that was number 4, Balsarek.
He took the gamble there and did a good job of fielding it. That's just a really good open field tackle on the coverage unit right there by number 9, Jasir Green. I mean, he just did a good job. He did not allow Balsarac to get away from him despite a significant effort to do so. Just really good job of securing that tackle.
All right, Pat, this drive will start with just under 4:30 to go in the half. And most of the success has come from number 7, Noah Walker. Let's see if they feed him the rock again. He'll get it on first down. Hit right in the backfield for a 5-yard loss.
What a job right there. That was Nicholas Webb coming through. He had 2.5 tackles for loss last week against First State, and that was a big-time hit.
Wow.
Slobber knocker right there.
He
Glenn.
fought off his blocker and got right there almost at the same time the ball was delivered to Noah Walker. He was one of our players to watch.
And he came, but that was a big-time play to start this drive off. As Poly trying to secure some momentum right here, Glenn.
Yeah. 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Benton lined up as a tight end to the right. Back to pass. Edwards throws in the near flat, completes the pass, shakes off a defender at the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Running for the pylon and going for a touchdown. Number 2, Avon Diamond.
What a job by Diamond. And just like that, Poly's right here, Glenn.
Yeah.
They're an extra point away from tying it. Good throw right there by Edwards. Diamond with a good route. He caught the ball, and he just ran to Green. He turned upfield, and there was just nobody in the middle of that defense. He outran 2 defenders to get in there and score a potential game-tying touchdown. And what an answer by Polytech after a pretty much disastrous start with the 4 and outs, the fumbles. They've answered very nicely here, and they are an extra point away from tying Brandywine.
The holder for Polytech is number 11, Makai Parker. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Our kickers tonight are a perfect 4 for 4. We got a new ball game, Pat. It's 14-all with 3:32 to go in the half. What do you see now about momentum in the ball game?
Yeah, it's swung over to Polytech for sure, and you know, with 3:30 to go, Brandywine, they're going to have to put together a drive. You can't let Polytech get the football back. Remember, Poly gets the ball coming out of the second half. So, you know, this is 14 unanswered. You don't want them to get that ever crucial double dip where they can get the ball with some time left before halftime and then also secure it coming out of halftime. So, Brandywine's going to want to put together an answer drive right here. At the very least, chew up this 3.5 minutes left.
Yep. Okay, here we go with the kickoff. Granito is ready to kick it off. He's hit some boomers, and he gets a foot into that one too, and it's going to sail over the head of the return man and into the end zone for the automatic touchback. Good leg on that young man. No wonder he kicked a 47-yard field goal this year, Pat.
Yeah, he's that's a weapon, right? If you can nullify, you know, a team that's got a good return man, I mean, that's crucial. He puts that ball into the end zone now 2 times in a row. Really nice job.
All right, Brandywine still has plenty of time. Just over 3.5 minutes in this first half in a tie ball game. So it's been a game of quarters. First quarter belonged to the Bulldogs. Second quarter has so far belonged to the Panthers.
Yeah, it's been everything we anticipated, right? 2 top 7 teams and playoff implications out here. So this has been good.
Aiden Hill takes a direct snap. He sidesteps one defender and will get up close to the 25-yard line, and there's a late flag thrown.
All right, now I think what I saw here was an elbow kind of being thrown on the tackle. I wonder if we're going to get some version of targeting here. Let's see.
Okay, we'll check the flag after about a 5-yard pickup by Aiden Hill.
You could see he was leaning in to maybe go with a shoulder shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, Hill was being kind of cowboy tossed around, and then he ended up throwing an elbow out. And
personal foul.
Yep.
There's the call by referee Bill Nichols. So tack that on to the end of the run, and this will be the best field position that Brandywine has had since the first quarter.
He's going to put that ball right around the 40-yard line, I think, Glenn.
Yep, you're exactly right. Right on the 40-yard line of the Brandywine Bulldogs. So Brandywine hasn't had a long sustained drive. The 2 touchdown drives were the results of turnovers, and they had good field position deep in Polytech's territory. Let's see if they can put one together as we get close to 3 minutes to go in this first half.
They got the Hill package in here.
Yep. He rolls to the top of your screen. Now he's going to bring it back in the other direction at the 40, 45, and ridden out of bounds there. And that's going to draw, I thought it was going to draw another flag, but I think the defender grabbed onto the ball carrier Hill, and then the momentum took them well beyond the sideline.
That's the proper word, momentum. I'm just happy to see Hill pop up quickly because he ran right into the bleacher there. That's why you wear the back plate. That's why you wear the shoulder pads.
I thought I saw the official on the side getting ready to reach for the flag. I'm glad he didn't throw it. How about the consistent runs by Hill, Pat? 4 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, 3 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards.
Yeah, that's good. That's what you want. 4 or 5 yards a run is going to get it done.
Beauplan back in the game. The stretch play again. The handoff to Taylor, and he's wrapped up after a gain of maybe a yard.
That stretch play hasn't been there, Glenn. I mean, they've had some success with some runs, but the stretch has not been one of them for whatever reason. Those reach blocks are just not getting there. Poly is finding their way through.
They are going to give Taylor credit for a yard, so the ball just shy of the Brandywine 46-yard line. Tie ball game here as we near halftime. 2:20 to go in the half. 2 receivers to the top of your screen, pistol formation. Beauplan rolls to the far side of the field. He throws in that direction. The pass was completed, but for very little gain, if anything. And on the defense there was number 2, Avon Diamond.
Great work by Avon Diamond. Again, he's kind of getting thrown. He's going to get thrown out there to the flat, and he was able to secure a really, really nice open field tackle, not allowing any yards after the catch.
That reception made by Williams. So that brings up 4th down at about 5. Now we have an official timeout. I don't know what they're trying to set here.
I think they're just slow getting on the field, Glenn. I don't think there's any stoppage going on.
Inside of a minute and a half to go. So that puts Williams back into punt formation.
Poly's got all 3 timeouts, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. I don't think either team's used a timeout.
I don't think so either. And there's the delay of game.
Yeah.
Got to run onto the field there. You can't afford that.
Yeah.
So, but Poly, here they go. They're going to have about a minute or so left to do the old 2-for-1.
Right.
To potentially score before the break and then get it coming out.
With a little bit of a wind at their back. So Williams now standing inside his own 30-yard line. Takes the low snap, gets a punt off. And Balsarek's just going to get out of the way, let this be downed.
It's a great punt.
Yep, good roll all the way down inside the Panther 20. It's going to be at the 16-yard line, and that is where Polytech will take over with just 64 seconds to go here in the first half.
64 seconds, 3 timeouts, and they probably are going to want to get to the 30-yard line or so if they want to get into field goal range. So let's see what they come up with. Having the 3 timeouts is huge for them. They don't really have too much of a vertical threat, so the chunk play is going to potentially have to come on one of these screen passes, or hope Walker breaks one for 20+ to try and get them into a realistic field position to take a shot at field goal range.
All right, here we go. Tight formation. 1 receiver to the top of your screen. Handoff, Walker. And he's double tackled after a minimal gain. Pick up at 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
And then it looks like Poly is content with taking this one to the break here, Glenn.
Yeah, I think you're right. Unless they're going to try to lull us and the defense to sleep and then pull something off here with 40 seconds to go and counting in the half. Coming up at halftime, we'll have top plays for you. Pat and I will have the unofficial stats for the first half, and if we get some scores, we'll do that as well. 2nd down play, Walker tries to get the far edge, stiff arms a defender, wrapped up, penalty flag is thrown. Second effort, he got the first down, but it's going to come back.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold most likely here, Glenn. I'd be stunned if it wasn't.
Yeah, looked like the flag was thrown just shy of the 20-yard line. So now if you're Polytech, you're really not going to do anything fancy, I wouldn't think. Clock stop with barely 20 seconds to go.
You might knee it here.
It could be. Yeah, because you're going to be – so what's let's see. Is this field run north to south?
You're asking the wrong guy, unfortunately.
Well, here.
Glenn.
Doesn't our cell phones give us that?
The compass? Got good at a compass?
Yeah. Because you were doing Silverside and Marsh Road before. We're going the opposite direction now. So, second down at Wilmington, Center City. Handoff. Guess who? Walker. Gang tackled back at the 15. No gain on the play. And that'll probably do it, Pat. We're down to 10 seconds and counting.
Oh, there we go. We got a timeout. Look at this.
Oh, who's calling the timeout?
Looks like Brandywine. I mean, if you were going to do that, why didn't you do that with 50 seconds left? You still got. It's only third down.
Right. Well, unless they're going to use another one here real quick, but you're right. He could have conserved a little bit more time.
I mean, yeah, you could have had yourself with a chance to run a couple offensive plays. Now all you're going to have is a chance for a punt block or a punt return. And if I'm Poly, I'm going to punt it out of bounds.
Well, we got the word from one of our good friends that follows our program and does a great job for us when we're down at APO, Noah Hoff's mom, Amy Hoff. And she tells us that Desai Drummond has been cleared for the game tomorrow for APO, their starting quarterback. That's good news because I didn't know how long he was going to be out. Of course, we don't know about Darian Cunningham, Middletown's quarterback, who's now sat out, I think, 3 weeks in a row. And that's going to be one of our games next week, Middletown at APO. And we're also going to be double duty next week. We're going to split the crew up, and we're going to be at Smyrna for Sussex Central and the Eagles. We've got a legal procedure.
Man, not fun right now for Poly. They're backing themselves up into a chance that they're in safety territory. They need to be careful.
Yeah, they really do. A bad snap or, heaven forbid, a fumble by them, and we've already seen a few of those. So the ball is half the distance. It's just outside the 3-yard line. The clock's already reading 11 minutes, I guess, for the third quarter. But it was 8 when they called the timeout for the penalty. It was 8 seconds. So time for maybe one play. Let's see. Halim Edwards in the end zone. He dropped the ball. And there you go. You talked about it. A safety. And who gets it? Is that number 52?
He was the guy who was closest to, I believe, there. Yeah, Levi Levin. So that's going to be 2 points and now a chance for a return. That's exactly what Brandywine wanted. So here we are. You call that timeout.
Yes, there you go.
You call that timeout. You get it.
So there you go. Levi Levin, the sophomore, tackles quarterback Edwards in the end zone after the missed snap between center and quarterback. And that could loom large in this football game. Brandywine up now 16-14. Like I said, we had 8 seconds before that last illegal procedure call. It should be down to maybe, I don't know, how much time you think ran off there, Pat?
I don't know. We're going to have it at 8. We'll see. Obviously, they're going to keep the official clock down on the field.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I would be surprised if Granito boots this one deep. I think you might see a squib kick down the middle of the field, get a return, just try to run out the rest of the time on the clock. But that's a big safety.
That's a huge safety for Brandywine there. To kind of exit the Polytech momentum going into the break, knowing that Poly's going to get it coming out of it.
Now he hits it high and deep, fielded at the 25-yard line. Up the middle of the field and stood up, not down yet. We've got a rugby scrum out there.
It is.
No whistle yet by the officials.
They finally get him to the ground. That'll do it.
And that's how somebody gets hurt. You got to blow the whistle when the play is dead.
That was That was Drummond on the return, the track guy.
Yeah.
Showing some speed. But how about that entertaining first half, Glenn? Both teams, momentum going back and forth, swinging back and forth.
All right. So I guess officially we have reached halftime. Yep. Brandywine's players and Polytech's are exiting the sideline. So at the half, a little bit of a shocker here. Brandywine 16, Polytech 14. We'll be back with unofficial stats, our scoring plays, and when we have some scores from around the state, we'll give that to you as well. Enjoy the commercials that we're going to run for you here at halftime and the top plays.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer, president of Soto Concepts, the best restaurant group in the state, and we're inviting you to come join our team. Soto Concepts is a growing hospitality company with 16 restaurants and a variety of other hospitality businesses, all located in beautiful southern Delaware. We have recently added many departments to our executive leadership team, including a training department, a property development department, and a construction department. We invite you to come live at the beach and work with a growing restaurant group with many opportunities to advance your career. Soto Concepts Restaurant Group, come check us out.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Surf Bagel has served the community in Delaware for over 20 years, providing fresh, hot bagels, breakfast sandwiches, lunch sandwiches, wraps, salads, local coffee and smoothies, and our iconic merch. Welcome to Surf Bagel. We're stoked to serve you.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
but have you tried Premier?
How you doing? My name's Mike Cassidy. I'm the founder and president of Cassidy Painting. I started back in 1984, incorporated in 1986. I never had the word no in my vocabulary. If someone called me to do a job, I always said yes, whether it was a struggle, whether it was 7 days a week, sun up to sundown, it didn't matter. And with that philosophy, we were able to grow to the size we are. We employ close to 80 individuals.
We really enjoy being in the family business. I look forward to coming to work every day, and it's so nice to work with the people that we work with in the office. We've really become a family with them. We really create a family experience around here.
And Cassidy Painting is a very diversified company. We don't say no to anything. We deal with everything from epoxy floors to painting buildings to spray foam insulation, spray fireproofing. If it deals with a coating, we can handle it. So when our customers call and they're under the gun and they know the need to get a job done, they know who to call because we perform. We've always been performed. We've never been replaced out of 37 years of business. For any of your painting needs, we can handle it.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware.
Touchdown, Malik Bell. He rings the bell early tonight.
That's run up and caught for a touchdown. What a play.
Costin, and he's got it at the 5, walks into the end zone, touchdown Dover Senators.
Fraser alongside Pat Gariantes here at Monica Field. Brandywine High School, good 1A matchup. We thought it would be a 2-point game at the half. Brandywine on top 16-14. How about another score around the state? Another 1A matchup down at Dagsboro area. Indian River holding on to a 1-point lead over Conrad at 15-14. That's a surprising score. Indian River undefeated in the District 2 of Class 1A at 5-0. We have them ranked number 1. Conrad, one of 3 teams tied for third at 3-2, along with the Brandywine Bulldogs and First State Military Academy. So that's a good one there. We got 2 really good 1A games going on here tonight. And those scores are brought to you by the Dover Federal Credit Union, voted an 8-time favorite credit union here in the First State. Let me tell you, Dover Federal Credit Union, they get it done.
They get it done.
And we thank them for that. Speaking of Dover Federal Credit Union, you see them on the screen now. Pat has up with the unofficial stats for the first half of the ball game. And a very balanced offensive attack for the visitors from Polytech, Pat.
Yeah, 75 yards on the ground. Really loading up with Noah Walker getting it done on the ground himself. Then 82 yards through the air, and they've been good through the air. They hit Avon Diamond, obviously was the big one, right? The sophomore wide receiver broke off for, I believe that
54.
was a 54.
Yep.
So 54, those 82 yards on the one play was fantastic. 157 total yards for the Polytech Panthers, who fought back there in the second quarter to eventually tie the game at 14 late in the first half. On the other side, Brandywine, 35 yards on the ground. They haven't had maybe the success that they would like on the ground, but they have not abandoned it, Glenn. They've stayed with it, and I think that'll be important in the second half.
And that's almost all from Aiden Hill out of the Wildcat.
Out of the Wild. You are 100% correct. And then 68 yards through the air. Beau Parlant obviously getting it done. Hill as well contributing to that for a total of 103. And really the difference in this game was right there. At the end of the half, Brandywine taking a timeout with 8 seconds to go. There was then a false start penalty, and then a fumbled shotgun snap and a safety, and that's the difference in this one at 16-14, Glenn.
Head coach Isaiah Mays, good call calling the timeout there, Coach. Good job. That helped you get the safety and the 2-point lead. So it's a tale of 2 quarters, as we said. First quarter belonged pretty much to the home team, the Bulldogs from Brandywine. Second quarter pretty much belonged to Polytech. Brandywine scored both their touchdowns after recovering fumbles and having basically short fields. Let's face it, they didn't go too far. And that's one reason why they only have 103 yards of total offense, too, because their scoring drives were probably 30 yards or less.
They were. I mean, they had the ball twice down at around the 35 once and then the 25 on the other one, Glenn. So they've been able to take advantage of those short fields to score, and then obviously the defense making the huge play there right before the half's the difference. We'll see. Polytech kind of seized a little bit of momentum, and then obviously the blunder there at the end. But other than that, they had a very strong second half. We'll see if they'll, obviously we talked about it right before the break, they'll receive the second half kickoff. Let's see if they can carry that momentum on this first drive of the second half.
Yeah, a few things they have to clean up, and I know head coach David Eilers is talking to the team about the missed connections. They've got to recover from these turnovers. They've got to cut that out in the second half. Both teams probably committing about the same amount of penalties, so that's kind of offset. But the key is Brandywine's protected the football. They did fumble once, but they recovered it themselves. So they have not turned the ball over.
They have not, and that's always the key. And we'll see. We'll see if they can continue that here in the second half. I got to give a shout out here to the halftime performances, right?
Yeah.
Polytech played the greatest hits of Usher, so it was like we were at the Super Bowl again. And now we're listening to 99 Luftballons that go by here by Brandywine. So we got some entertainment here, Glenn. You got to mention that.
Yeah, I was talking to one of the band members' staff that was standing out here on the landing. He said they have electric guitars down there, which you can see, an electric keyboard. So that was why they needed that extension cord plugged in up here, which we hooked them up with right after kickoff. Let's take a look at our our scoring plays for the ball game. Brandywine scored first. 4:39 to go in that opening quarter on a 19-yard pass from Beau Perlant to Kashir Williams. And the kick was good by Cleghorn. That made it 7-0. 3 minutes later, Brandywine gets in the end zone again after they recover a fumble. It's a 17-yard run out of the Wildcat by Aiden Hill. and Cleghorn's kick made it 14-0. Second quarter, 7:15 to go. 3-yard run by Noah Walker. Granito with a kick, and that cut it to 14-7. 4 minutes after that, 54-yard touchdown pass from Halim Edwards to Avon Diamond, and he ran a real nice route. Everything they were completing passes on, Pat, were in the flat.
Yep.
He rolled to his right, he threw it into the flat. But that time they faked the flat, and Diamond cut to the hash mark. When he caught the ball in the middle of the field, he was all alone.
He was. It was like a curl route, and for sure, they kind of, the way they designed it was great because they had a couple of deep routes that looked like behind him. He sat right underneath the cushion of the defense, and then it was open field. He turned to the middle of the field, and there was nobody there, and it was just a sprint to the end zone. And Diamond is a sophomore. He's got some really great speed to him.
Yeah.
And he was able to bust through there, break through the two safeties, and take it in for the tying score.
The kick was good. That tied the game at 14-all. And then the final score will be right before the half. We think with about 3 or 4 seconds to go, a safety on a missed connection on between the long snapper and the gun, Edwards. And he went down, covered up the ball. That was fortunate for Polytech, or it could have been 6 points or even 7 with the kick. But it was only 2, and that's the difference in the game. 16-14, the home team on top. And you take this score and couple that with what's happening down at Dagsboro at halftime with Conrad only down 1 point to Indian River at 15-14. 1A is going to be interesting this year.
It could. It's wide open. Tatnall obviously is got a new group down there. Obviously, Laurel has vacated for 2A. St. E's had a kind of a really great team the first 2 years. This year, as well as last year, they've kind of fallen back to the pack. To your point, Glenn, Indian River and Tatnall, we thought were going to be the 2 top dogs, but anything's happening, and that's good. That's good for the class. Have some parity and some ability to make some things happen. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out in these last few weeks.
All right, let's take a look at the unofficial playoff points coming into week number 9. In this class, Class 1A, Tatnall, with an 8-0 perfect record, has accumulated an index of 4.63. Indian River at 7-1 has a 4.13 index. Polytech, third in the point index at 4 even. Then First State Military with a 6-2 overall record, 3.43 index, followed by Brandywine, then Christiana, then Conrad, and St. E's. Those would be your playoff teams right now if the season ended. Right now, going into the rest of the weekend activity in Class 1A. Who's on the outside looking in? Glasgow, Seaford, Wilmington Charter, who went to the championship game last year and lost to Tatnall, and McCain. Those teams still have an outside shot. So it's kind of jumbled in Class 1A. How about 2A? Well, once you get past the top team, Caravel 8-0, it's a jumbled up mess. Del Mar's sitting second right now in the point index, followed by Archmere, then Woodbridge, Red Lion, Laurel, Howard, and Lake Forest. And Howard may be one of the hottest teams right now in Class 2A, brother.
5 in a row. 5 in a row, and that offense is really coming into their own. We talked about, the youngster there, quarterback. He's now in week 8. He's no longer a freshman. They say that a lot of times. These guys, they play right from the beginning. The freshman excuses for the first half of the year. By the time they get late in the year, they've got so much experience. It's like they're an upperclassman. Coach has always got them playing well down there. So, Howard's going to be a team to watch for sure.
Now, they're in first place right now in their district with that big win, a shutout win over Archmere last week. So they are right now sitting pretty. They could win the district and be one of the top 3 seeds. In district or in Class 2A, there's 3 districts. So the first place team in each district would be the 1, 2, and the 3 seed going into the tournament. Lake Forest playing Laurel tonight. That's the game Benny Mitchell and Coach Tack have. That's a really good one there. Lake Forest, another team that's getting hot at the right time. They had that upset win over Woodbridge a week ago. All right, Class 3A, this is the last one. Right now in the point index, Sussex Central would be the 1 seed, Salesianum the 2 seed, followed by Middletown, Apo, Smyrna, another team getting hot at the end of the year. Cape, Hodson Votech, who had the big upset win over Apo last week, and then Dover with St. George's, the next team up. And St. George's and Dover, that's going to be interesting coming right down the stretch between those two.
Yeah, and you got an opportunity there. It's all going to depend on how you finish the season out. You're at a point now, if you can get to 500, you have a chance to make the playoffs, and I think that's what these teams got to look for. Dover at 2-5, they got to rally. St. George's and St. Mark's, William Penn. They're gonna if whoever's gonna win out, they could be the one to seize that playoff position. So we'll see what happens.
Now Sussex Central will play at Smyrna next Friday night. That will be for the District 2 championship and the accompanying either 1 or 2 seed in Class 3A. And we're going to have that game for you. Middletown plays at Appo next week. Now, we told you earlier on in the broadcast, apparently Desai Drummond, the quarterback for Appo, has been cleared to play in tomorrow's game, and it's a big ball game for them. They need to win to kind of get a little momentum back. They ran the table the first 6 games, and then they lost to Salesiana, and they lost to Hodson Votech. They still have Middletown next Friday. We'll also bring that game to you.
Yep.
We're going to have 2 big 3A matchups for you next Friday night right here on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports. Okay, Pat, looks like we're about ready to get started here in the second half. Polytech receiving the opening kickoff. Well, let's see which Polytech team we're going to see. The team that scored twice in consecutive possessions in the second quarter, or the team that went backwards a few times, including the last series right before half.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I mean, they've really allowed Brandywine some golden opportunities, and to the Bulldogs' credit, they've taken advantage of those opportunities. If Polytech can play some clean football, they've shown that they have the big play ability to score quickly and try to, answer, this early Bulldog lead.
All right, here we go. So Cleghorn should be kicking off to the Panthers. And they have some dangerous return men. And the official signals we're ready to go to start the third quarter. There's the kick. And it sails over the head of the return specialist out of the back of the end zone. And that means that the 20-yard line is where Polytech will start this third quarter.
I've seen some impressive kickoffs here tonight, Glenn. I mean, that's, I think, the 3rd or 4th touchback we've gotten already. 2
very good kickers in this game. Just throw out it's Class 1A. They've been perfect tonight, the 2 of them. Cleghorn for Brandywine and Granito for Polytech. They're a perfect combined 4 out of 4 from the point after attempts, and they haven't even been close. Plenty of distance on those kicks.
Yeah, they've really gotten the boot into it for sure.
All right, here are the Panthers ready to go. Let's see what kind of adjustments their offense made and the Brandywine defense. Back to pass, rolling near side, throws in the flat, completes the pass. Nice little connection to number 2, Diamond, up at the 30 for a first down.
And that was the kind of the same route we saw on the touchdown. Hitting him in that flat, kind of stopping and allowing him to get in the middle of the field. That time kind of led him into the boundary there. But nonetheless, it's a completion. Not many yards on it, but it's a completion. And a lot of times that can help even with the mentality of a quarterback seeing the completion.
Well, they got just enough to move the chains. So it's 1st and 10 up at the 30-yard line. Receivers are 2 by 2. And now going in motion is Beasley to the top of your screen. And he looks that way. The quarterback, Halim Edwards, lets it fly. It's underthrown and almost caught coming back to the ball by Diamond, but he couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, wow, that ball was floating there. Anybody could have grabbed that. Lucky it wasn't a turnover, but, on the flip side, Diamond was the one that got his hands on it. So it almost was a first down play, like you said.
Edwards was 4 out of 6 passing in the first half. He's now 5 for 7. Simon Bousserac will split to the bottom of your screen. Diamond to the top. And the tight end also on the right side set to go. Low snap again. Fumbled. Coming up with it. Edwards gets rid of it.
Nice.
And tight end was wide open. It's Zimmerman, midfield, at the 40, cuts it back at the 35. He's down to the 20. Busted play, and Edwards is going to score.
Wow. No flags on the field, it looks like, Glenn. Wow. So this is an interesting play. So right from the jump, right, the ball is bobbled by Halim Edwards. He has to pick it up. He has to scramble away from a sack. While that's going on, Ryan Zimmerman falls down at about the 40. He is on the turf. He's on the grass. The guys defending him slide up trying to protect Halim Edwards from the scramble. While they do that, Zimmerman gets up, and he's wide open. No one's around him. And then you saw the run after the catch. What a great play.
A nice cutback by Zimmerman in the middle of the field to get up to the far side of the field and then score untouched. Renito trying to remain perfect. Kick is up, plenty of distance, and it's good as we keep it right here. And another observation on that play, Pat, when Edwards picked up the ball off the turf and started to roll to the near side, I think he drew up the coverage so Zimmerman was wide open. The man that was guarding him then moved up to try to get Edwards.
Absolutely, and just, right place at the right time. And with just good field vision by the tight end Zimmerman, they kind of set up his blocks. I saw Avon Diamond get downfield to vacate one of the defenders, and just all around good football play there by Poly. And they've continued their momentum aside from the disaster right before the half. They've been hot as an offense.
Well, you thought they'd come out and feed the ball to Walker? No. 3 straight passes to start out the third quarter. A 3-play drive that covers 80 yards, culminating with the 70-yard touchdown play. Renito's kick. Boy, he gets a foot into it. That is over the head of the special teamer back there and out of the back of the end zone. I think we've had a touchback on at least 4 kicks.
All but the opening. It was all but the opening. Avon Diamond took the opening kickoff to about midfield. Other than that, they have been, Glenn.
So
fun game so far.
Yes, it has been.
Fun game.
Has been. Now, we thought it would be. We looked at the schedule about a month ago and said, you know what? We've already had Odessa a couple of times. We need to give a little more love maybe to Class 1A. We usually do the 3A games, the marquee games for the big boys. Or we'll do some 2A games. We haven't done that many 1A, and we felt like, well, here's a good matchup.
Absolutely, and it's delivered so far.
Low snap. Berpelon picks it up, gets the late handoff away, and positive yards, about 3 or 4 on the carry. Number 14, Aiden Hill.
Hey, Aiden Hill's been good. He's been Mr. Everything here today for the Bulldogs, Glenn. And once again, I mean, that's a 3-yard gain, but that's a good first down run. Try and set this offense up. Let's see if they can answer. Now, the first time Brandywine has trailed in this game.
That's right. Good point. Williams will split to the top of your screen on 2nd down and 7 for the Bulldogs. High formation. Gives it to the second back, trying to get the left edge. Good run by Aiden Hill, and he breaks into the secondary. Goodbye. Aiden Hill has the answer for Brandywine.
Wow. What an answer. One cut, and he was gone, Glenn. I mean, there was no touching him. He's been spectacular for the Bulldogs. Now, it'll be interesting to see the strategy here. They're up by 1. Do they go for 2?
Yeah.
To try and push this to a 3-point lead, or they just take the extra point? Let's see. What an answer.
Wow. So we had a 70-yard pass play, and that was a 77-yard run for a touchdown.
They will kick the extra point.
Try to go ahead 23-21 in this ball game.
There has been a safety in this game, so, you know, get to the 2.
There's the snap. Placement's down. The kick is up, has the distance, and Cleghorn remains perfect on the night as well. Wow. Lightning striking twice here to start the third quarter, Pat.
Unbelievable here as the Bulldogs have retaken the lead, man. What a fun game. What a fun game this has been down here in 1A. He turned on the Jets.
Oh, he did. You know, and most of their successful runs had been, I think, off to the right. That one went to the left side. So credit to Joey Texiera and Albert Chidembo, the seniors on the left side of that line. They opened up a seam and a crease for Hill to go through. And once he got in the secondary, man, I don't think anybody was within 15 yards of him.
Yeah, he was off to the races, man. Off to the races.
The athletic director here at Brandywine, Darren Schulke, I was talking to him before the game and getting pronunciations. And I said, Chidembo. He said, Alberto Dicembo is what I call him. Another kickoff out of the back of the end zone.
I'll tell you what, man, he's young man's had a boot tonight. Yeah, Alberto.
Yeah, that's what he called. I said, that his real name? He said, I like to call him that. I said, okay, Shoki, we'll give you credit for that.
Turn him into a paisan. You know what I mean?
Well, we got another game. We have a guy from Brandywine. We haven't called his name much, the safety, Amore Johnson.
That's
Amore.
That's
Amore. Yeah. Got the Italians out here tonight. Okay, here we go.
It's all love. It's all love.
I digress. All right, does Polytech have a response? Let's see. From their own 20-yard line. Edwards turns, gives the ball to Noah Walker. Got the edge on the left side, gets a block from a wideout, and he might have another first down.
It's a good run at the very least. Even if they don't give him the first down, that's a heck of a first down run.
Walker we had unofficially, Pat, for 75, all 75 of the rushing yards, positive yards for Polytech in the first half. Give him 11 more there.
I mean, he's a workhorse. We talked about it coming in at 1039, 1,039 rush yards, 16 touchdowns. He has another one here tonight.
Simon Balsarac is the receiver, split to the near side. Edwards again mishandled the snap, and he's tackled for a loss.
That's exactly what it was, a mishandled snap, and heck of a job getting into the backfield by Nicholas Webb again. This young man has wreaked some havoc in this game, as we expected him to.
That's been a big problem for Polytech in the game tonight, is that exchange between long snapper and quarterback. So
he's gotten him a couple times, Glenn, 100%.
Yeah. Second down and 15 now. Back at the 26. Edwards rolls near side. Those, man, wide open. Up at the 35 and out of bounds across the 35-yard line. I think that was number 1, Beasley.
It was, and I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with Edwards. You know, when he's on the run, he throws the ball pretty well on the run. I mean, that was a tight spiral. He's hit his receivers a few times in stride when he's been able to throw rolling to his right. Let's see if they go back to that at some point throughout the game. But he's done a good job, and he set his team up with those kind of plays, and now third down and manageable.
Yep, 3rd and 6 from the Panthers' 35-yard line. Trips to the top of your screen. Lone receiver to the bottom. Edwards looked left. Now looks right. Now he's going to release it. A little touch pass, and it was deflected and incomplete, intended for Beasley.
He had him, and he tried the touch pass, and I see exactly what he was looking at there. But he almost left it a little short. It looked like, I'm trying to see who was that tipped it.
I think it was number 2, Kasir Williams, who's getting some PT.
That's who I thought, because I was like, oh, there's Amore.
Yeah.
But it was actually, it was Williams that got his hand on it, and that would have been an impressive interception if he was able to haul that in.
First punt by Polytech since, I believe, late in the first quarter. Good punt, too.
Mm-hmm.
Leghorn got it, Granito got into, the punter got into that one. Good roll for Polytech, and we'll be down at the Brandywine 20-yard line. So trailing by 2 points, Polytech cannot get a third first down and have to give the ball up. So Brandywine Bulldogs, last time they had it, about a 77-yard touchdown run by Aiden Hill.
And Aiden Hill, just enough time to catch his breath, and now he's back out there.
We still have just under 9 minutes to go in this third quarter.
Yeah, fireworks early, Glenn. Fireworks early.
Yeah, let's see if they continue or the two defenses kind of settle in a little bit. All right, the Bulldogs send the receivers to opposite sides of the field. It's a pitch out. They run a sweep to near side. And after a minimal gain, hit and driven back. Have to see who that was. I don't know if that was Hill again.
I think it was Hill again. And I'll tell you, he's going to be kicking himself when he watches this on film, because if he just stays patient and continues to come and climb to the sideline, he could have got down the sideline and maybe maybe lost his breath again on a long run. But he cut it back. It's still, a 3-4 yard gain, so it's not a terrible decision. It's just maybe not the best one that he could have made there. But
somebody had to be helped out. Zahir McNair had to be helped out with a shoe. That reminded me of the Eagles game last week.
We had a shoe. We did have a shoe.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, he did. This week they're in the Kelly Greens, Glenn.
Yeah. In the gun. Operlant takes the low snap. Delay handoff on a counter play. Goes back the other way. Gain of about 3 yards by Anthony Drummond.
Nothing there. Just really good disciplined defense by Polytech. And, their big-time defender, Elijah Benton, was the guy that sniffed that out. He did not fall for the motion coming to the right side. He stayed true to himself on the backside, and he made a nice tackle and limited that to only about a 2-yard gain.
On the previous run, I want to give credit to number 25, Russell, who made the stop on Hill. Like I said, he, coming into the game tonight, leads that defensive front with 45 tackles. Bo Perlant. Oh, high snap. He goes back. He's got a fall on it. That's going to be a big loss, and it's going to be 4th down and long. So both teams now struggling a little bit with the long snap connection.
Yeah, that one was tough. It was high. It came back hot, too. Bo Perlant did the right thing, though. Just fall on the football there, preserve the possession, punt the ball away. Last thing you want to do there is sit there and try and pick it up, bobble it a few times. Polytech comes back and falls on it, and they're set up with darn near first and goal at that point. So he did the right thing there, preserving the possession.
Panthers should get good field position coming out of this exchange. Back deep, Simon Balsarac standing inside the 45 of the Bulldogs. Williams to punt, takes the snap in. Ooh, almost blocked. He got it off. Short punt. And will take a lateral bounce and be down just outside the 22-yard line. Great field position for Polytech. Big rush that time, and I think affected the punt.
It did, and really good field position here. And I think we have an opportunity for some more fireworks here, Glenn.
All right, this will be the first time I can recall, Pat, Polytech having a short field like this.
Yeah, it was primarily Brandywine in that first half. So let's see if they can return the favor and counterpunch here.
Edwards hands it off Walker, and he's grabbed from behind. It goes down for about a 3-yard loss.
Webb again. He has been a one-man wrecking crew multiple times here in this game. Another tackle for loss.
Got a couple of score updates for you. Indian River now flexing their muscle a little bit. They lead Conrad 29-14 in the second half. And an early score, Wilmington Friends 7, Tower Hill nothing. That's an independent conference battle between two teams separated by about maybe 3 miles.
Yeah.
Up in one at Alapocus and the other one not too far south.
Yeah, 152, Tower Hill.
Archmere leads. Nope, we'll get to that in a moment. Edwards back to pass, looks middle of the field, makes the catch, and fighting for first down yardage.
Really good throw. I mean, great ball placement there to Diamond. And Diamond did a good job of using his body to shield the defender. And that ball was just put perfectly on the outside shoulder. If he misses on the inside, that ball's knocked down or potentially intercepted. He puts it on the outside shoulder. Great catch by Diamond. And now Polytech's cooking. They're right outside of goal to go. They got to get down to about the 2 for a first down. But they're right in scoring drives.
Yep, first down yardage there. Just outside the 10-yard line at the 12. Handoff to Walker. He jukes inside a defender. He's inside the 5, fighting for it. It goes down close to the 4, maybe the 3-yard line. Well, what a tough runner Noah Walker is.
He is, and he's consistent. He's consistent, and
he picks up 8 there, Pat.
Yeah, this may be 3 more runs to Walker here.
Could be. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stick my head out here of the doorway. Have a good vantage point here. We're down to 4:30 to go here in this third quarter. Both teams have scored a touchdown. Polytech looking for one here. They're at the 4. Walker Sidesteps a defender, gets down close to the goal line. He's just shy of it. He's going to go down about the half-yard line.
He does get the first down, though, and that is important.
Yeah, it's going to be 1st and goal to go inside the 1-yard line. Nice tight shot here now by, again, Nick Halliday training one of his friends, Brian Coor, who has the sideline camera for us today. Good shot, as you can see the center and Edwards behind him. Handoff to Walker off the left side. Did he get in? He did. A 1-yard touchdown run by Walker. Now Polytech has the lead back.
Back on the seesaw, Glenn. We're on the seesaw here. Big time answer.
Comes with 3:46 to go here in this third quarter. That's the second touchdown of the game for Walker, both inside the 5-yard line. So he now has 18 touchdowns on the season.
Staying on his average.
Yeah.
2 a game.
Granito in to try to make the extra point after we check with the injured player that's down.
Looks like a cramp, and it is warm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hasn't it been?
Yeah. Like I said, it felt like a September day. Felt like we were
early September
coming out of the summer, right?
It was hard to believe we went the entire month of October without any measurable rain. I don't recall a month in recent history where we had no rain whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, and luckily it's not the heat of the summer. We'd be in a dust bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's still, cool enough. The leaves are falling, kind of, doesn't kick up a lot of dust, not a lot of pollen, so it ain't that bad.
Well, that player up and coming off the field for Brandywine. Pat, last time I was here to broadcast a game, I think I told you earlier, it was in the 90s when Caesar Rodney played Brandywine, and they were both in Division I. So I've been at this broadcasting gig for over 45 years now. And we got our clock operator over there, Pete Clark, who said he had to come up off the field after 25 years of being down on the field, 27th year now for him. So I got him outnumbered by about 13, 14 years. But I'm not running. I'm up in the press box, buddy. All right, here's the extra point attempt. Holder did a good job to put the snap down. Kick is up and good. Very impressed with both kickers tonight. Cleghorn and Granito, they are perfect. And our score now with 3:46 to go in the third is Polytech 28 and Brandywine 23.
Yeah, it's been a fun back and forth affair. And Polytech, to their credit, they've cleaned up the mistakes. They had like 3 of them early in this game. They did have the one slip up before half, but here in this third quarter, they have not made mistakes. They've scored twice. Brandywine has been really good with their answer, and we're on the seesaw here, Glenn, like we said earlier. And we kind of anticipated this. That's why we made this the game of the week, and it's these two teams are putting on a show.
Yeah, this is the First State Orthopedics game of the week, and we're going to give them a mention here in just a few minutes. We appreciate them greatly. They do a great job with us, and we thank them. And they do a great job for the sporting teams and athletes in the state of Delaware. There's the kickoff. He boomed another one. Forget about it. It's out of the back of the end zone. Yet another touchback in the game. So this is First State Orthopedics with 46 physicians and 22 physician assistants at 16 locations in the First State, providing surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions. They are trained in current state-of-the-art techniques and serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, many local rec and competitive leagues as well. Their doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid, and urgent care centers for consult and treatment. You can call them at 302-731-2888 or visit firststateortho.com. And please mention you saw and heard their ad right here on Delaware Live Sports. All right, ready to go, Pat? 1st and 10 from the 20. It's Brandywine's turn to see if they have a response. Throw into the near flat, and it's incomplete.
And I like it. They're trying to get the ball into space, though, and utilize some athleticism. That pass just was unable to be caught out there by Taylor. It wasn't a terrible throw. Taylor just couldn't get both hands around it. to secure it.
Yep, trying to set up a little screen here on the near side. So 2nd down and 10. And that's the first pass attempt for Brandywine in the second half. Beau Perlant was unofficially 6 out of 10 in the first half for 68 yards. Kassir Williams will split to the bottom of your screen. Inside of him is Anthony Drummond. Now they bring Drummond in motion to the top of your screen. Beau Perlant takes a snap, hands it off. Second back through. Stood up at the line of scrimmage and then gang tackled for no gain.
Good work there by Poly. And perhaps momentum shifting a little bit here.
As the umpire try to see who ran that ball. I think it might have been Taylor.
I think you're right. I think it was Peyton Taylor.
Okay.
It was.
No gain on the play. His first official carry of the second half. Carried 5 times for a net of 3 yards in the first half. He's found the going tough, and they're trying to run him mostly between the tackles. And Polytech's been pretty stout.
They have. They've shored it up in the middle there. Navian, Cooper, Lilquist, those guys on the interior have done a good job here in the second half.
Yeah, and Russell too. Russell's been in on a lot of stops from his DN position. Trips to the top of your screen. Beau Perlant back to pass. He throws down the near side. There's a man wide open in the middle of the field in midfield. The catch is made by Williams, and he's tackled down at the 25-yard line.
Great throw. Beautiful throw by Beau Perlant. Right in stride to Kassir Williams. And, I mean, you couldn't have walked the ball out there any further. Good pursuit there to prevent the touchdown, but that's a huge play for Brandywine, who's looking to answer and retake the lead here.
How about another big play, 53 yards on that one.
Yeah, you love to see it if you're a fan of the Brandywine Bulldogs.
Touchdown save and tackle made, but all the way down inside the 30 to the 27 of Polytech. Brandywine trying to regain the lead with 2:20 to go in the third. Williams splits to the top of your screen. Drummond to the bottom. Beau Perlant turns. It's a handoff. Oh, and sliding down was Aiden Hill. He's trying to make a cut and lost his footing on the grass.
Yeah, he lost just a little bit. I mean, he's still going to net about 2 yards on the play. Poly had good pursuit on him. I don't know how much more he was going to get.
Had a couple blockers out in front of him.
Yeah.
You know, you never know, but yeah. Natural grass here at Brandywine High School.
Which I love to see.
Yeah, you don't see it too many places
Here's one
anymore.
for you. So down, they opened the Fusco Fields. It's Louisiana, pretty close to here. They multi-purpose fields. It's really, really nice. They did a good job with it. Only thing that I have not gotten used to yet is the all-turf baseball field.
Oh.
Where like even where the dirt would be, it's just brown turf. I'm not a fan of that. I can't imagine sliding in turf. UD has a field like that, the University of Delaware. So it's a big trend right now.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it.
Pat, the first time I ever saw it was back in around, I'm going to say about 2009 up at Maine. We did a football game at Maine, and I looked across the athletic complex, and they had, it was either softball or baseball, and it was all artificial, the whole thing. And I thought, okay, we're in Maine. Sure, I get it.
Because of the weather.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But down here?
Yeah, I'm just not used to seeing it. Like, it's just like you're trying. Not only did you tried to make turf look like grass, now you're trying to make the artificial turf look like dirt.
Yeah.
Like it's bizarre to me, man. It's just bizarre. But I don't know. I mean, maybe you can't layer turf like grass and dirt. Maybe it has to all be, or you got to go natural grass.
I
don't know.
It'd be a lot of extra work for the team at First State Orthopedics with those strawberries that you get from sliding on that stuff.
Gosh.
All right, here's a throw in the far flat. It's completed to Hill. Turns the corner to 20. He's down the sideline. I believe he scored. I don't see any flags.
He didn't step out either. What an answer. This young man, he's having himself quite the half, Glenn, Mr. Hill. Big run and now a big catch.
25-yard scoring play.
Oh, man, this game's going over. These teams are scoring at will right here.
They are. That comes with 1:10 to go in the third.
Strong
Both teams have
wind
scored
now,
twice.
By the way, Glenn, there's a strong wind blowing across the field towards the Polytech sideline. That was not there earlier in the game.
Okay, let's see if Cleghorn can stay perfect. High boot, plenty of distance, and it's good. The two kickers remain perfect. Timeout on the field with the score, Brandywine 30, Polytech 28. Don't go anywhere. 1:10 left in the third. We'll have more action for you right after this.
Turn your vision into a reality with Capstone Homes Design Center, bringing personalization, luxury, and quality all into one location, where you'll meet with our certified design consultant that'll show you exactly what you're choosing, so you can make the best choice for you when designing your new home. From first home to vacation houses, we build and design homes for everyone. Set up your appointment now and design your dream home today at Capstone Homes. Turn your vision into a reality with Capstone Homes Design Center.
Well, I tell you what, if you're a fan of offense, then you love the third quarter of this game, Pat.
Yeah. You're not kidding.
There's
Back and forth we go.
Kickoff. This one will be returned from the 7-yard line. Breaking one tackle up to 35-40. Look out. One man to beat the kicker. He's gone. Number 2 for Polytech goes the distance. Avon Diamond. I don't see any flags. I'm going to say that goes for, it was about the 7, right?
Yeah, it was about the 93. Yards, yeah.
Wow, what a direct answer.
And he's got next level speed. He wasn't even sprinting.
No,
Glenn.
he hadn't kicked it into gear yet.
He was just running by people at about 75%. Holy
gosh.
smokes.
Well, that took all of about 15 seconds. 97. 93. We'll call it 93.
What an answer. I don't know how many more times we can say that. These teams just keep going back and forth.
I don't know. I'll tell you what. We might have to stop and call this the Jeopardy quarter. It's not the answers, it's the questions. Here's the kick. Plenty of distance. It's good. We're going to keep it right here with 55 seconds to go in the third. 35-30. Polytech leads Brandywine. Wow. That is the 6th touchdown of this quarter.
That's yeah. Well, we're gonna have a lot of top play opportunities in this one, Glenn.
Oh my gosh. We still have a whole quarter left, Pat, and we got to decide on a player of the game.
You're starting to wonder if maybe teams are getting fatigued a little bit here in the second half. As the energy when you're a ball carrier, you're always going to get amplified. But to play defense, you gotta have fatigue can play a part in it.
All right, here we go. Granito to kick it off. Will he once again boot it out of the back of the end zone? Looks like it. Yep. It lands in the end zone. It goes out of the back of the end zone for yet another touchback. Well, here we go, Pat. We got plenty of time left in this quarter, 55 seconds.
2 more scores. Think you got 2 more in us?
Here's the scoring plays in this quarter alone, folks, okay? 70-yard touchdown pass from Edwards to Zimmerman, Polytech. Hill, 77-yard touchdown run for Brandywine. Oh, then we had a 1-yard run by Walker. 25-yard touchdown pass from Beau Perlant to Hill. And then the 93-yard kickoff return for a TD for Diamond.
Wow.
I'm Glenn Frazier. He's Pat Gariantes. We've hardly had a chance to introduce the crew. We got Chris Hollywood Widener up on the top of the press box with the camera. Down on the field is Brian Core and Nick Halliday. First down play. Handoff. Nice cutback. Up at the 25, a gain of about 7 yards on first down. And we might have a flag at the end of the play, way away from the play. 2 players got tangled up. I don't know whether, I guess the official just, I think the official just separated them.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, nothing called.
All right. So a 7-yard pickup. I believe that was Hill again. Might have missed that one. Beau Perlant has the play from the sideline, and head coach Isaiah Mays, he's back in the huddle. as we're down to 10 seconds and counting. Will they get the snap off for this prolific offensive third quarter? 2-1. They got it off. Throws in the far flat, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, incomplete. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter of action. And what a quarter it was. Pat and I will be back to discuss and describe that third quarter after we come back after these messages on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports.
We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
Glenn Fraser alongside Pat Carriantes. We have caught our breath after a unbelievable third quarter of action. These two teams combined for 30 points in the first half.
Yeah.
They just combined for 35 points in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's just an impressive performance here. Trading blows like two prize fighters, Glenn. We'll call this the welterweight bout. This is Mayweather-Pacquiao if they fought in their prime and not at the end of their careers.
Got a halftime score for you. Benny Mitchell and the crew doing the game. Lake Forest leads Laurel 13-0 at the half. That's a big game in Class 2A in District 3. Indian River now leads Conrad 36-20. That game's still in the third quarter.
All right, here we go. About ready to go.
Yeah, we're ready to go to start the fourth quarter. Beau Parlant in the gun. Two receivers to the top of your screen. Takes the high snap. Turns. A little miscommunication between him and Hill. Hill eluded a defender in the backfield and managed to get back to the line of scrimmage and gain a yard.
You know, I'm assuming this is a stretch play that they're running, but like it doesn't. It seems as though there's like an option.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, he could potentially run up the middle or go outside. I mean, there's some hesitation by Beau Parlant. Usually on a stretch play, you get the ball and you run right away. I'm not quite sure what's going on but that was almost a dangerous turnover. Nonetheless, it's a fourth down now, and they're going to send the punting unit out there.
Yeah. Williams is the punter for Brandywine. Salesianum has an 8-0 lead over Hodson in the first quarter, but then I did see where a 47-yard interception return for Hodson Votech. All right, it's a fake. Oh, what a one-on-one hit in the open field. Did he get the first down? He might have got the first down, but boy, he paid for it.
I don't know, Glenn. He had to get to the 30, I think, and he didn't get there.
Oh, I think you're right. I think he did stop him just short. A great one-on-one tackle. Williams, I don't know if that was Beasley that made that hit.
I couldn't quite see the number either, Glenn. I was kind of stunned by the fake, I got to be honest with you, and I shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
I would have fell for it. They were yelling in the stands, watch the fake, and I just was like, there's no way they're going to fake it here. And they did. And Poly was ready for it. Credit to the Panthers, and now they can extend their lead to 2 possessions here.
Yeah, they really could, yeah. See, we had the chart up for the regular defense, but it was a special team turnover there on down, so they had different personnel in. I don't know who made that stop. Handoff right up the middle. Noah Walker, he's hit at the line of scrimmage and will go forward to the 25-yard line.
What do we got here? Do we got a stoppage here? Let's see.
Gain of 3 on first down.
And there's a timeout, I think, player. They're going to bring a player off, so temporary timeout. But Poly, I wouldn't I wouldn't be shocked to see them, being where they're at on the field, maybe establish the ball, the running game a little bit. Looks like illegal shift.
Yeah. Yep. So there was a 5-yard penalty.
Okay.
Bring it back to the original line of scrimmage.
But running the football here isn't a bad idea.
No.
Trim some clock, and if you do get your goal, you're up 2 scores and a lot less time on the clock. That could be the strategy here, trying to get their running game going.
And at the drive stalls, remember Granitos hit a 47-yard field goal this year. Edwards back to pass, and he's hit, and they almost grabbed the ball right away from him.
How did he hold on to that, Glenn?
I don't know. Who got the pressure on him right there? I can't see that number.
It's Nicholas Webb again.
Oh, man.
Nicholas Webb again. He has made at least a half a dozen plays here tonight, and that one potentially being the biggest one. Big-time sack. And for the life of me, I don't know how Halim Edwards held on to the football. He had the ball one hand on it, ready to throw the ball, and he somehow had the grip strength to hold on to it because Webb was trying to rip it out of his hand.
Yeah. I thought he had, too, but Edwards did a great job, the freshman, to hold on to that ball. But now it's 2nd down and forever. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Hand off to Walker, see if he can make something happen. Breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage. He gained good yardage. However, there's a flag down, and that usually means a hold. Stops the clock with 9:35 to go in the ball game.
It's a golden opportunity here for Poly and for them to be getting these penalties and going backwards.
Yeah.
All Brandywine, it is a hold. All Brandywine's got to do here is just survive this to give themselves a chance. And after the hold,
man, all the way back, to the 47?
I mean, we're going to have 2nd down and the 202 charcoal pit at this point, Glenn.
The original.
The original charcoal pit.
Oh, man. Wow. It's been a heck of a ball game. And we still have 9 minutes plus to go in this one. Simon Balsarak is the receiver, split to the top of your screen. Man in motion. Low snap again. And another loss as Edwards has to go back and cover it up on his side of midfield.
Glenn, this is unreal. They started at their own 29-yard, or at the Brandywine 29-yard line. The ball is now back all the way to their own 47. This is.
Well, I'll tell you, it might be. It's 3rd down in Pennsylvania now.
It is. They've crossed the state line. They've crossed the state line.
Gosh.
Credit to Brandywine.
Oh, yeah.
They're hanging in there, and you know what? He's got faith in their defense. That's why I went for it on 4th down. And it's right now, the gamble's paying off right now.
Trips to the top of your screen, including the tight end. Oh, they give it to Walker, and he's taken back for a loss inside the 45-yard line.
Griffith in there, or Griffin, I'm sorry. Wonderful job, as well as it looked like that was number 9 for Brandywine as well, sliding in there.
Jasir Green. You
Jasir
called his
Green.
name earlier.
Yeah, he did a great job. Those guys have been setting the edge for the most part in this one. Looks like maybe they're lined up wrong. Timeout, Polytech.
And one thing, I tell you what, Chris Hollywood Widener's done a fantastic job for us all season. But the one thing I got to get on him about is he doesn't have the punter in the screen on the 4th down play. You got to get all the way back there.
You got to get him.
Grab that punter, Hollywood. All right, 4th down, you call a timeout here. You don't have a fake in your arsenal, do you? Well, I wouldn't even risk it.
Fake? My Lord. I mean, this is they got Jaden Daniels back there to throw the Hail Mary. You know?
Oh, my gosh.
The old hook and ladder. I mean, this is.
All right, here we go. 7:59 to go in the game. The punter standing inside the 30-yard line. Lone receiver back deep, standing inside his 25 for Brandywine. Now we got a late addition coming onto the field for special teams for Polytech. There's the snap. Good punt out of there. Now a fair catch called for at the end. It takes a little Polytech bounce, and it will be down at the 21-yard line of Brandywine. All in all, a good punt.
That was a great punt. He almost got to the 1st down marker. on the punt, 1 yard short.
Yeah, right.
It is though. I mean, you flip the field, and you at this point you just got to wipe that possession down. You're still up by 5 here, and you got to play good, strong defense here. Brandywine has got to be really thankful that did not result in more points.
Indian River has scored again, so the Indians now lead Conrad 43-20, and it looks like it's into the fourth quarter now in that 1A clash. All right, 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Beauperlant back to pass, and we've got a stoppage before the play gets underway. False start on the offense, so it'll be 1st and 15 back at the 16-yard line. And like I said, the third quarter was just electric. Big play after big play.
It was.
We had 4 plays over 50 yards in that third quarter.
It was something, Glenn. It reminded me, not to make it about myself, but I'm going to be honest here. It reminded me my senior year we played Del Mar, and the game was 56-35.
Wow.
And we won. And then the second game when we played them in the playoffs was 48-28. It was like constant scoring going on.
Handoff, they tried it, they get it to the receiver, he turned the corner, but with another big hit inside the 15-yard line, and that was our player to watch, Elijah Benton, on the hit.
Yeah, Benton, he just did not slow down. He pursued, and he ran through the ball carrier for a loss.
Number 13.
That was, is that
yeah, that's Drummond.
Drummond, yes.
Oh, Drummond paid for that one.
That he did. He kind of lost his footing there prior to the hit.
Yeah, that didn't help any, did it?
No, it did not.
Got another score update for you in Class 2A. Archmere leads Odessa 21-7 at halftime in that one. All right. Trips to the top of your screen. Second down, about 18. Beauperlant back to pass, and another whistle. Another pre-snap penalty.
Yep.
And it looks like it's going to go against the offense, and it will. This will back them up at the 10 and inside the 10 at the 9.
Can't have the delay of games.
Oh, now he's going to go another yard. Going to put it down to the 8.
And they're in the territory again where they're going to have to be careful of the safety.
Right. Which, if that happened, would put this back to a 7-point game.
Would be big in terms of the anxiety levels for the Polytech faithful to be up a full touchdown.
6:45 to go in this exciting 1A matchup here at Monica Field. Beauperlant standing inside his 5-yard line. Brandywine hoping for another big play. He steps back to the goal line. He lets it fly to the far sideline, overthrows, and there's a flag thrown.
Diamond fell for the double move. It was a great route run out there on the outside. I believe that was Michael Henry.
Oh, I thought it was Kassir Williams.
I don't know.
No, what, number 2? Okay.
Anyway, Diamond got hit on that double move, and it was a good ball, and he held on to him. He held on to him. That is the correct call from the officials.
It could have been Drummond, too. He was out there in that route.
It looks like it's one. So
okay,
Michael Henry, the sophomore, getting a snap.
Here's the penalty yardage, stepped off. Remember, the line of scrimmage was the 8, so they get the ball out now to the 24-yard line. And that makes it a much more manageable second down.
You could get the run game going again if you wanted to even.
Second down about 7. Handoff out of the backfield. Good stick back there by number 10 coming up for Polytech to make the stop. That's that Cameron Adams.
Great work by Adams. I mean, he just sniffed it out. He came up fearlessly, tackles him right at the line of scrimmage. Brandywine's inability to really get the running game going kind of coming into play here.
Yeah. They've only had that one big run for the touchdown by Hill. Other than that, they haven't had a double-digit gain the entire game. All right, Brandywine with 3rd down and 9. Clock, 5:55 to go in the game and running. Trips to the top of your screen. Beauperlon takes the snap. He drops back. He looks near side. He throws it downfield and over the head of everybody. Incomplete. This time, no flag.
They just overshot the intended target on the play, and good work by Poly that time. The cornerback showed his hand. I'm not holding him, I promise.
Right. And that was number 1 in the route that time, so I think you were right about the previous one. That was Michael Henry, the sophomore. Yet another sophomore.
Yeah, young team.
Skilled player for Brandywine.
Yeah, they've got a future. The Brandywine Bulldogs do.
4th down and 9 coming up with 5:42 left. So you go into punt formation. Now you've already faked it once, and you didn't really gain much of anything. Kasir Williams is back there, the punter. He's dangerous, but maybe you just go ahead and punt this away and trust your defense. Waiting snap from center. Simon Balsarac back deep. There's the snap. It's perfect from the long snapper. Kind of a low punt off the side of his foot, goes to the far side of the field, and will run out of bounds there near midfield. So Polytech will have good field position, but that's a smart punt by Williams to get it away from the dangerous Simon Balsarac.
You are correct. And once again, Polytech with a short field has a chance to try and extend this out to 2 possessions. Late now in this game with 5:32 to go. They cannot have a repeat of their previous possession. That is for sure.
And Brandywine's hoping for just that. Well, Pat, with 5:32 to go in this ball game, you and I got to put on our thinking caps and start debating who might be our player of the game. Edwards turns, gives it to Noah Walker. He finds a crease on the left side. He's grabbed from behind by the shoulder pads and brought down inside the 40 at the 38.
Heck of a run there by Walker, and is he going to be the guy here? Is he going to be the guy to close this out for Polytech?
He gained about 12 yards there, and let me tell you, I think that might have been a touchdown-saving tackle by Levi Levin.
He's been good. Levin's been all over the field here today from his linebacker position, and I think you're right, because Walker had a head of steam. He was looking to charge right into the end zone.
Well, let's see how conservative Coach Dave Eilers is with Polytech's offense. Trying to go to Walker again. Slowed up at the line of scrimmage. Goes forward. He got 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, I think, I like this idea.
Avon Diamond? You think he ran it that time?
For player of, thinking about
player of the game.
Down
Okay.
the road here. We'll see. We'll see how this thing finishes out. We still got 4:28 to go. Anything can happen, Glenn.
Right. I mean, Walker's closing in on 100 yards, and he scored twice.
Yep.
He gets it again, and coming up and making the stop on him after a 1-yard pickup. And let's see. I think that might have been the same player. Was that might have been Tyler Miller that time. No, I don't think it was Levin again.
He's been good, and he's kind of been surveying the field similar to what Benton has done on the other end.
Yeah, I have Walker unofficially for over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. We've got Diamond with the 93-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
Yeah, the 55-yard reception for a touchdown too.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Maybe
man.
Is it a co-player of the game? I don't know.
It might be. Handoff again. And this is number 8 this time on the carry for Polytech. A new ball carrier in. That's Marvin's Bernaville.
Giving a little bit of a breather there. And, look, at the very least, you chewed some clock here for Poly. You weren't able to pick up a first down to get in the field goal range, but you chewed some clock. You're going to make this hard for Brandywine. Now you're going to try and pin them deep, force them to go the length of the field with under 3 minutes to go.
Exactly. So it was an offensive third quarter. It's been the opposite here in the fourth. Just inside midfield.
Oh.
The punt is away and is going to roll dead. It's going to be, I think, inside the 15, maybe close to the 10-yard line. Elijah Benton is the punter.
Is that a penalty for roughing the punter here,
I
or running
see a
into the
flag.
punter? They ran into the punter. It's just there was some embellishment.
Yeah, here's our call from the referee, Nichols. Bill Nichols, he looks to the sideline, I guess, to get the call from the coaching staff.
So let's see. That's running into the kicker. I
Okay.
didn't see personal foul, so it's a
No.
5-yarder. So it would bring a 4th and 3 up.
Right. And you had him, the ball was down inside the 10, so they would have been back to the 9. Now, do you take the penalty, punt again?
I mean,
What
looks
if risk it going into the end zone?
Oh, it looks like they moved the football, so it wasn't like they left it marked.
No, they did not. All right. So they're going to step off the penalty yardage. It'll be down just outside the 30-yard line.
If I'm Poly, I'm going for it now.
I think that's probably the decision here.
I'm going for it, looking to chew the clock down.
Yeah, because if you punt it from here now, you risk it going into the end zone, and you gain, what, 10 net yards?
Right. Where if you get the first down, you could essentially run this clock out. Brandywine's got their timeouts, and they'll use them, but you're like a first down away from sealing this game. All right, let's see, Glenn. And first of all, they're going to have to take a timeout. They're going to have to burn a timeout. They took a little too long getting that play in. They were under 5 seconds on the play clock there. So they'll talk this one over and see what they come up with.
All right. So stoppage with 2:43 to go. Now, obviously a big gamble here. And if you make this first down, you pretty much put the game away.
Yeah.
I believe Brandywine has all 3 timeouts left. They don't show that on their scoreboard. But we'll see as Polytech breaks from the sideline. Now let's see what kind of play they dial up here with 4th down and 3. They need to get just inside the Brandywine 28-yard line for the first down. Edwards turns, gives it to Walker. Started right. He's dragging a defender, but to the 30, he's short by at least a yard, maybe 2.
And once again, Nicholas Webb coming up with the big-time tackle. Him and Levin, both of those young men, we've called their name all night. They come up with the biggest stop and the biggest moment for Brandywine to give their offense a shot here, Glenn.
And what if Brandywine pulls this thing out? If they pull it out, we got to think about a different player of the game.
I think you got to think about
Aiden
Hill. You got to think Bo Pallon. You got to think, there's a lot of guys here in play.
All right, Brandywine down 5 with a football. At their own 30-yard line with 2:37 to go.
And all 3 timeouts, most importantly for them.
Perline looking right, cuts it back left, and getting the big paws up was Russell to knock down that pass.
Young man's all over the field, Glenn.
Russell could be considered for player of the game.
On the defensive side of the ball, he's been great. He's knocked down 3 passes. He's had multiple tackles for loss.
Benton's had a heck of a game.
Benton's had a great game.
For Brandywine, and you think defensively you go with Levi Levin?
Both Levin and Nicholas Webb have been all over the place for them tonight.
Yeah. A linebacker and a D lineman. What a game, folks. Clock stopped with 2:32 to go. 2nd down and 10. Receivers are 2 by 2. Bo Perlon look right, looks left, now looks down to the other side of the field.
Oh, he's got him!
A catch behind the defense, and going for a touchdown is number 2, Kassir Williams.
Wow, that's the one thing you can't let happen is allow a receiver to get behind you. And right there, his secondary player, Donald Copes, was in position. And I think he just mistimed where that football was going. He stopped. He was going to try and high point it. It sailed just over his hands and into the hands of Williams for the go-ahead touchdown here, Glenn.
Wow. Well, I just got done saying, if Brandywine pulls his head, now what are we looking at?
Decisions to make, right?
Williams, Bo Perlant.
What a unbelievable here, and we still got 2 minutes and 20 seconds of it.
Man, Oh.
Now, if especially with a field goal kicker being in play for Polytech,
Yeah.
I'm going for 2 here. If I'm Brandywine, and there's a timeout by the Bulldogs, this has got to be the discussion here.
It probably is. Right now, of course, they have a 1-point advantage at 36-35, and they get that with 2:21 to go here in the ball game. The first point scored in this fourth quarter, and it comes very late. But, yeah, that's a cardinal sin. The secondary, you can't let a receiver get behind you in a position like that, and it happened.
And I've been on the wrong end of that kind of play before, and what happens is you lose contact, right? He lost contact with Williams running down the field, and when that happens, he stopped. Cope stopped to go high point the football, and Williams was behind him. If you keep a hand on him and then go make a play on the ball, at least there's not if you get a hand on it,
yeah,
the catch isn't getting made.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If you don't get a hand on it, it's a lot harder of a catch for the receiver.
How about Beau Perlant? We had him unofficially for 68 passing yards in the first half. He's now 226 for the game. And here is the 2-point try. Hayden Hill takes the direct snap, and the Wildcat, he's in for the 2-pointer, and it's a 3-point lead at 38-35 for Brandywine on senior night. Wow.
Unbelievable. I mean, this game just continues to shock.
Fight song being played by the Brandywine Marching Band. And this one looks like it might come down to the wire. Polytech still has plenty of time with 2:21 left in the game. Yeah, so, I mean, when you start thinking offensively, player of the game, Noah Walker, over 100 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns for Polytech. The young quarterback, Edwards, has passed for over 100 yards. Zimmerman had the 70-yard touchdown catch and run. A 77-yard touchdown run by Hill, and then he just ran in the big 2-point conversion. And then Beau Perlant now over 220 yards passing in the ball game. Here's the kickoff. Squib kick will be taken by an up back at the 14-yard line. Trying to get to the far sideline on the wall, but again, when you try to run laterally, usually bad things happen. Tackled at the 21, but then we got a flag in the middle of the field up at the 40.
Yeah, maybe some excessive activity going on. I don't know which way this is going to go. Let's see.
All this comes with 2:13 to go in the ball game. On our first state ortho game of the week, and it has turned out to be every bit of that, Pat Gariantes.
This has been the most fun game of the year. I mean, we've had some really great ones, Glenn.
Yeah.
But we're at the end of the season, playoff positioning, on the line here.
Yeah.
And I mean, just the back and forth nature of it this has been a fun one, my friend. This has been a fun one.
And Brandywine coming down the stretch, they've kind of like alternated weeks. They'll win, then they lose. They'll win, then they'll lose. Polytech, I believe, is on a 5-game winning streak coming into this one.
They're hot.
But it's senior night, and the home team, Brandywine Bulldogs, are fired up for this. The penalty goes against Polytech, so they're backed up to the 10-yard line. Aleem Edwards drops back. He throws the home run pass down the sideline. It's a jump ball, and it's incomplete out of bounds, but it's going to be pass interference because I don't think the defender gave enough room to the intended receiver, who was Michael Beasley.
It's tough, too, because that throw was not going to be catchable.
And I think there might have been, I don't know whether both flags over there are for the same infraction or not.
Yeah, it's pass interference. So 15 yards here. Give him the ball at about the 35.
It was pretty loud in here up until that infraction. Now it's gotten quiet.
The anxiety rises.
Well, you can't be faint of heart and watch this football game.
That's a 10-yard penalty. Sorry, Glenn. So
wonder how our buddies are watching the game. Marty Sheehan from the Delaware High School football pod. I hope he's loving this one.
This is a good one, man. This is a good one.
All the way out to their own 26 now, the Panthers. When Edwards looks Throws it near side, looking for Beasley again.
Oh!
Beasley with the catch up at the 45.
What
Wow.
a catch! What a catch! And this young man is putting the ball on the money here, Edwards. He is doing a great job of throwing that football where his receiver can make a play, just giving his guys a chance. He got a penalty on the first one, and what a catch by Beasley there on the second one.
Went up over top of the secondary coverage man, and Edwards just dropped it in the bucket. First and 10 at their own 45-yard line. 2 minutes to go. Edwards with a little pump fake. He throws it, jump ball, getting position, and almost making the catch was Avon Diamond, broken up.
He said, "Avon's down there somewhere. I'm just gonna throw this one." And there's an unsportsmanlike here. I think this is gonna go on Diamond. He was chirping. I think he wanted a flag, and he may have said the magic word. That may derail this drive. Let's see.
Yeah. He had positioning on the left side of the defender, and then he did a good move to get around him back to the right side of the defender and almost bring that in.
I mean, that ball was up in the air. I didn't see any infraction from up here, Glenn.
No, but it's coming back.
Yeah, it's going to be an unsportsmanlike, which is going to really hurt Poly.
Well, yeah, I see our head referee, Bill Nichols, discussing something with, I guess, the umpire. And they're doing what they do when they have to write down a player's number when there's been an unsportsmanlike penalty. But what an untimely penalty for the visitors from Polytech. Down by a field goal, only 1:41 to go. They were at their own 45, and now they're going to be backed up to the 30. Unsportsmanlike is the call. Yep, down to the 30-yard line. So what does all this mean? Brandywine looks to go get a win here and move to 4-2 in the district, which would be the identical record for Polytech at 4-2. But then, of course, Brandywine has the tiebreaker.
All right, now Poly, this is tough because it's third down. They got to get a big chunk play here now.
Yeah, they have to get to the 45 of Brandywine to move the chains. So it's 3rd and 25.
Yeah, we're not quite in local monument region. 25, if it's beyond 25, we could go there. But we'll keep it respectful at 25.
All right.
One more yard. I got one.
Okay.
I got one in the chamber.
All right, we're ready for it.
Another North Wilmington staple.
We got a long stoppage here.
Did they throw him out?
I don't know.
I saw. I think maybe they're just having him go get his.
Oh, he's got to go back and get the dirty laundry. Down at the 27.
Yeah, no, they're good. There's no.
All right, we're ready to go. Liam Edwards in the gun. Walker behind him. Back to pass. Pressure's coming. He's sacked. Aiden Hill on the sack.
That's a great blitz. Unbelievable blitz off the edge to get him. Just perfectly timed.
There's another guy that could be a player of the game. Aiden Hill.
I
Big
mean,
sack.
he's been outstanding for them. The 2 big game breaker touchdowns. He's made a few tackles. Obviously, that's a huge sack. It's 4th down.
Yeah, all the way back to the 20-yard line.
This is it. I mean, this is the game here, Glenn. Or no, 3rd down. I had it wrong. They must have had the marker wrong.
All right, back to pass. Pressure coming
boy.
again. He's sacked again by the same guy.
It's Hill again. Game breaker. The game breaker. And Poly is, I mean, that might be it. That might be it for them.
You said you had one left in the chamber.
It's 4th and V&M Bistro.
Okay, and we're down to 30 seconds to go in the ball game.
And they just
timeout called by Polytech.
Their final timeout.
Well, I don't know what kind of play you got in your arsenal, but it's got to be a game breaker. So I think you got to look for somebody who can break it. Is it Noah Walker? Is it Beasley? Simon Balsarac has been kind of silent here offensively.
Diamond. And you got to go trick here. You got to go probably laterals.
Yeah.
You probably got to go laterals. I don't think Brandywine's probably going to play a sticks defense. You're probably going to have guys at like the 40-yard line, 45-yard line to make sure nothing crazy happens. And then it's just securing a tackle if you're Brandywine. That's all you got to do is secure a tackle. What about the pass rush the last two downs, Glenn? Unbelievable.
Well, I just had to switch up players of the game. I sent a little text down to our executive director, Nick Halliday, down on the sidelines. All right, here we go. This is the ball game pretty much right here. Aleem Edwards. Pressure's coming. He's got a roll. He stumbled and he's sacked, and that's the ball game. And on the sack there was number 9 for Jasir Green for Brandywine.
What a job by Brandywine. What a way to close out a game, Glenn.
Wow.
They started off hot. Poly then got hot, and they just stayed there. They hung around, Glenn.
Yeah.
And then the huge play for a touchdown to Williams, and then defense, huge stop.
Yeah.
And again, it goes back. Poly had those opportunities with the short field off the 4th down, the non-conversion. They had a short field. They got pushed all the way back to their side of the field. And then here on this last possession, it was the same thing. Brandywine's defense, tremendous.
All right, this should be victory formation. And it is. There's a knee. That gets the clock started. Polytech defenders are making their way over to the sideline. Big win for our 7th ranked in the Super 7 Brandywine Bulldogs on senior night. They're going to get a 38-35 come from behind win over the 3rd ranked Polytech Panthers.
What an effort by Brandywine. I mean, this is a memorable game for these seniors and these players. Those are the kind of exciting games that you're going to remember for the rest of your career, and honestly for the rest of your life. I mean, these guys have just put together quite a moment and quite a high school memory. Congratulations to them.
All right, Pat, I'm going to make my way down. So the final 38-35, we'll have a post-game interview or interviews coming up after this break.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer, president of Soto Concepts, the best restaurant group in the state, and we're inviting you to come join our team. Soto Concepts is a growing hospitality company with 16 restaurants and a variety of other hospitality businesses, all located in beautiful southern Delaware. We have recently added many departments to our executive leadership team, including a training department, a property development department, and a construction department. We invite you to come live at the beach and work with a growing restaurant group with many opportunities to advance your career. Soto Concepts Restaurant Group, come check us out.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Surf Bagel has served the community in Delaware for over 20 years, providing fresh, hot bagels, breakfast sandwiches, lunch sandwiches, wraps, salads, local coffee and smoothies, and our iconic merch. Welcome to Surf Bagel. We're stoked to serve you.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Welcome back in. Live sport. All right, okay. So we lost the camera. There we go. All right, we're back. Welcome back in, folks. We're here post game. What a come from behind victory after losing the lead early in this one by the Brandywine Bulldogs. Your final 38-35. Glenn's down on the track. Brandywine singing the alma mater. We'll have the post-game interview after this one, but what a game it was. We talked about it, 36 points combined in that third quarter. This game sped up, and then we were scoreless in the fourth, and it looked like Poly was going to get a win until the very end. And with about 2:21 to go, unbelievable job. It was Chase Beauperlent finding the receiver on the play, which was Kassir Williams. It was a 70-yard touchdown pass for a touchdown. And right now we're going to Brandywine. We're waiting to get him. Microphone. Change the camera. You got to change the camera. And we're waiting for Glenn now, lined up with Aiden Hill. We're going to get there. We go. And we're going to go down to Glenn here with Aiden Hill.
All right, here we are down the field with our player of the game, Aiden Hill. And, brother, 77-yard touchdown run. Let's talk about that first. What did you see?
When I just hit it.
You guys have not had much success the whole game running the football tonight until you broke loose on that one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what's that?
There you go, giving the love, spreading it around. Now, tell me about the touchdown pass. Didn't you catch a touchdown pass for 20-something yards?
Oh, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
Knew I was open out to get a field, and I scored. Simple as that. Good blocking from the receivers, good blocking from the running backs, and all.
You got to love the indecision. I scored a touchdown, man? Yes, sir, you did. And then you finished it off with a couple of huge sacks.
Sir. And coach told me, get to the line. I always, and the hole was right there, and I got a sack.
Mr. Hill, wearing the bling bling, our DE 302 sports of the game. Now we're going to bring in the quarterback. After we get a picture opportunity here, we'll bring in the QB. I shouldn't say bring in the QB because you both play quarterback at times, but Beauperlent, what a heck of a game for you. Unofficially, we had you for about 65 yards passing in the first half, but you end up with 226. Talk about how things opened up for you in the second half.
Things opened up. Our receivers were in the routes. I'm just excited. We executed on everything. I mean, we did everything we were supposed to. We came out of the half, huge fumble recovery or safety in the end zone. That's huge. I mean, we had a great game overall, and I told my boys before this game that we were going to win this game no matter what, and the score says it. So
I don't blame you guys for being confused. So much happened in this ball game. 16-14 at the half. What a wild and crazy third quarter.
Hey, you'll never see something like that, man. That's high school football for you. You gotta love it. You gotta love it, definitely.
Big night for you guys on senior night.
Yes, sir. We had to do it for these boys, man. Had some hard years, had some good years. We had a great year last year. We're gonna execute it and win a championship for the school, man. So that's all there is to it.
Good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. Our players of the game. Back upstairs to Pat Ariantes.
All right, thanks, Glenn. Yeah, great hearing from Aiden Hill and Chase Beauperlent. Apologies there. There was some technical difficulties on the sound. They're trying to talk with Aiden, but yeah, exciting stuff from there. And like we said, it was a tremendous game here tonight. It started off, Brandywine took advantage of 2 short fields off of turnovers, one on downs and one via a fumble by Polytech, and they scored early. It was Beau Perlant to Kashir Williams. It was a 19-yard pass in the first quarter to give them the 7-0 lead, and then 3 minutes later, it was Aiden Hill on the carry, 17-yard carry for a touchdown to make it 14-0 after 1. And then Polytech started to come back into this one. It was a 3-yard run by Noah Walker to make it at 14-7. That was with 7:15 to go. 3.5 minutes later, it was a 54-yard touchdown pass from Halim Edwards to Avon Diamond to bring Polytech even. It was 14-14. They then got the ball with about a minute or so to go, and they had a couple of penalties that pushed them back, and then a fumbled snap that put the ball into the end zone, and it was a safety. And the closest guy to that was Levi Levin, who was all over the field tonight for Brandywine, and that gave Brandywine a 16-14 lead at halftime. And then, Glenn talked about it with both of the players down there. It was a 35-point third quarter as Edwards hit Zimmerman to start it off. It was a 70-yard touchdown to the tight end to make it 21-16 Polytech, and then it just kind of went from there. And Glenn, bringing you back in here, we're about halfway through the rundown, and I'll tell you what, man, both 2 good interviews down there, and this Brandywine community's excited.
Let me tell you, I know you heard it, but it's so funny. Those 2 were so confused